drafted in that position. You know, I mean, that's the question about Garrett.
Yeah, that's hard too, because like I think there's part of it that's on the Browns to show Garrett how serious they are about winning right now. Because let's be honest, Rich, like any guy in Myles Garrett's position, he doesn't care about your 3-year plan. You know what I mean? Like he wants to compete for a championship right now. Like tomorrow's not promised to him. So he wants to go chase rings right now. And I do think he's being forthright when he says this isn't about the money. This is a guy who thinks a little bit differently. And yeah, I mean, could I see new money being part of whatever the conclusion is here? Absolutely. But I don't think it's the driving force. I think the driving force is he wants to go win somewhere. So that's part of it, right? Like it's showing Myles Garrett that you're serious about winning in the here and the now. And then I think kind of attached to that for the Browns, this is just me talking, okay? But I think like the Browns, like I think it's on them to take a serious look on the mirror, in the mirror, and just say to themselves, with guys like Joel Bitonio and Denzel Ward and Myles Garrett most of all, right? These guys that are either in the heart of their primes or the back end of their primes. I think a huge part of this is looking at it and saying, can we get good enough fast enough to still have these guys in the primes of their careers while we're competing for championships, right? Like in other words, can we get this thing where it needs to be at quarterback most of all and all over the place in general, in the AFC, in that environment, in the division with Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, in a conference with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen? Can that happen fast enough where when it does happen, Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward and those guys who've been at the core are still at the top of their games? And I think, to me, like that's the question you have to ask if you're the Browns, that informs you whether or not you seriously consider trading him.
Albert Breer here on
but they haven't. But just to be clear, they haven't shown any.
I heard the same
indication to anyone that they're going to do it.
But
so
the two things I heard at the combine, Albert, you know, one that I mentioned in my my annual rumors segment, is that the Browns truly have no intention of trading Myles Garrett. And the other one I heard is that they're definitely taking a quarterback second overall. But I don't know about that. You know, I as you pointed out, there's a lot of moving parts, and it's interesting that you point out that they have the top prospects in now before the draft, before they're making their decisions. I've got Albert Breer here from Sports Illustrated. Why did DK Metcalf ask for a trade, Albert?
I think there are a couple things at work. Number one, like he's going into a contract year, and I think he's seen what's happened to the receiver market. And if you want to, roll the clock back 3 years when he did his extension in the first place, he signed a 3-year extension so he could get another bite of the apple. He's, been banged up a little bit now. That bite of the apple is here. He's still only 27 years old. So like there's the chance to go and maximize his value. And get somebody to pay him at the top of the market. So that's part of it. And then, like where are the Seahawks at with all the young guys they have to pay? They've actually got some pretty good young talent there. Charles Cross at left tackle, Jackson Smith and Jigba, I think some would argue, is already their number one receiver.
We saw that with results and numbers last year.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Witherspoon on defense. Like they've got a lot of guys that are coming up that they're going to have to pay in the future. They've got a new offensive coordinator coming in Clint Kubiak. They're going to recommit to the running game, and so, I think there are a lot of things here you look at, like where it's like DK Metcalf he wants that bite of the apple, and he's asking kind of where do I fit into all of this, and so. I could certainly see a scenario where the Seahawks look at it and say, we're going to have to pay all of these other guys. DK is a little older than all of them. He's been beat up. If we can get a 1 for him, we should really entertain that. Now, the question is whether or not they can get a 1. And I think with only a year left on his deal, and a $30 million ask, let's call it, somewhere around there, $35 million ask. Is there a team out there that's willing to give up assets on both ends, on the cash cap side and the draft pick side, to go and do that? Would the Chargers do it? Would the Raiders do it? Would the Patriots do it? Like, I think if you're a team with a young quarterback or, a team that's, in need of a number one receiver, it could be one way to solve it. One thing that does help them as far as like potentially trading the pick, right? Or trading DK and getting maximum value for him. There's not a lot out there on the free agent market. They're all older guys, right? Like T Higgins is tagged, and then after that you got like Chris Godwin, Amari Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams. Those guys are all really good players. They're at the end of their careers, right? Or getting closer to the end of their careers. And then for the first time in like a decade, I mean, when was the last time, Rich, you do this every year. When was the last time we had a bad draft class at receiver?
No, I hear you. And that's why, as we look at those guys up there, I'm wondering if we've finally reached the salary threshold for front offices to start treating wide receivers like the running back spot. You know what I mean? Like that. Why am I paying somebody top $28 million? You're already hearing that. Is Ayuk on the market too? Like, what's going on with him in San Francisco?
They're listening. I think they're sort of listening to everything on everyone. This has been coming. If you looked at their books, and I know they restructured some guys, but in the middle of last year, if you looked at their books, they had almost $300 million committed in cap to this year. So, they were kind of at the point where it's like, this is where the Rams were a couple of years ago, where it was either like, if we don't start to clean this up now, especially with a quarterback contract coming down the pike, then we could be looking at not a 1 year, but maybe a 2 year cap clean out, right? Mm-hmm. And the Rams decided, if you remember, it was like sort of connected to the Jalen Ramsey trade, where they decided, you know what, we're going to take on whatever it was, $75 million in dead cap right now. We're going to hit the hard reset. We're going to get younger. I don't know the Niners will go through that hard a reset, but I do know part of their thought process right now is this is probably the time when we need to reset. So if somebody comes along and offers something great for Ayuk and he's got the ACL right now, would they listen? Sure. I think they're sort of open for business on any ideas. Doesn't mean like, their best players are all on the block, but I think they are listening.
Huh. And then the Purdy negotiations, has it started with a 45? That's what our friend Lock and Fora tweeted out the other day.
Yeah, Albert. I think the Niners would like to keep it in the 4s, and Purdy's camp would like to have it in the 5s. I thought initially there's like a good chance. Like, do they try to do what they did with Jimmy and just speed up the whole thing and get it done in January the way they did with Garoppolo all those years ago? And they've been through this before, of course. I think that they weren't able to kind of get some traction early shows there is a little bit of a divide between the sides right now. And it's going to take some time to get through this. What you hope is with your quarterback that they aren't going through what they went through the last 3 off seasons in a row right now, right? Like where it was Debo in 22, it was Nick Bosa in 23, and it was Brandon Ayuk last year, where those things lasted all the way like deep into training camp. They'd like to avoid that. I look, there's a disagreement in where they stand, but I think the Niners would tell you both publicly, privately, that Brock Purdy is their guy. I don't think they want to go into a contract year with him. But I don't think anything is off the table right now. They've obviously got the franchise tag if they have to use it in 2026.
Albert Breer here on the Rich Eisen Show. Yeah, treat him like Kirk Cousins. That's what we were talking about the other day. Is that honestly, that the irony that everybody thinks that Kyle Shanahan's been trying to get Kirk Cousins for years, or has always got a side eye for Kirk Cousins. Keep an eye on him, and they might have a guy that they financially treat like him, which, by the way, is not a bad way to be treated financially in this day and age, in this world. So in the few minutes I have left with you, Albert, walk me through the Sam Darnold has 2 ways to go about it, because there's like the next 2 weeks are going to be a fascinating 2 weeks for him. It's a roller coaster ride. The first order of business is Minnesota didn't franchise him, but I'm sure that they're not cutting off all communication with him. And then let's just say that Darnold does reach free agency. What's the market and the teams that would be interested in him, Albert?
They would, the Vikings would love to have him back. Here's the reality. They really, really like JJ McCarthy. And I think if you had asked them before he got hurt in the second week of August, how they felt about him, like they would say, we're actually having a conversation now. About like the potential that he could start at some point this year. Like that's how much he impressed them. That wasn't part of the plan initially, but he impressed them to the point where, that was a discussion point. Then he gets hurt. Then he has a second surgery, which is more of a cleanup. I think you and I have talked about that. And he lost a bunch of weight. I think the kid's trying. Like, I think he is, but here's the thing is, and I like JJ a lot as a player. I think the thing with the Viking situation is this isn't a rebuilding team. And they won 14 games last year. And so if you're the Vikings, can you roll the dice on a kid who, again, needs to get back to his fighting weight and lost 4 months of on-field development? Can you look Justin Jefferson in the eye, Christian Darrisaw, Andrew Van Ginkel, Jonathan Grenard, all the guys they have that are veteran players in their roster, and say, yes, we're going for it right now. We won 14 games last year. We're going after a Super Bowl. I don't know. I feel like they have to have some sort of insurance on that. And so going with Sam Darnold for another year would be one way to attack it. Bringing Daniel Jones back would be another way to attack it. I think they've given themselves some options. I just don't know which path this is going to take them down. And I think a huge part of it right now is dependent on where the market is for Sam Darnold. Because if you're the Vikings, you could put something good in front of them. But if, say, the Raiders come along and say, we're going to put a deal in front of you that says basically you're starting for the next 2 years. And with the Vikings, it's like, yeah, well, you'll probably be our starter this year, but, we got the first round pick there. I think that's where this rubber meets the road a little bit, right? So I think how the market bears out for Sam Darnold, whether it's the Raiders, whether it's the Giants, whoever it is, teams that throw their hat in the ring, I think that's going to determine whether or not the Vikings wind up with Darnold back. Because the one thing that would be hard for them to compete with now, unless they trade J.J. McCarthy, which I don't think they're of a mind to do right now, is the one thing that would be tough for them to compete with is some team coming in and making the commitment to Sam Darnold. You're going to be our quarterback in 25. You're going to be our quarterback in 26. And here's the contract that reflects that.
What about the Steelers? Could they be in that market? Or they're going to Justin Fields here? What are they?
Yeah, I think I could say they love what they've gotten from Justin Fields. You've talked to him. He is he was a Steeler before he was a Steeler, so to speak. You know what I mean? Just his kind of approach and his demeanor and all of that. It's a really good fit for the program, and they want to keep working with him. I don't know that he did enough to say, yes, we're going to bring you in and anoint you our starter, and we're not going to add competition to the room. So, I think this is sort of that sort of puzzle for them. Say the Jets come along and offer Justin Fields something to start. Would the Steelers be willing to come in and say, yes, you're our starting quarterback for 2025? Maybe they love him, but, I don't know if they'd be willing to do that without having competition in the room. Then, is Kirk Cousins available? That's another question, because that would be a way to kind of get around the whole idea of paying a guy top dollar or going above and beyond to keep Justin Fields. So I think if you give the Steelers people truth serum, they'd probably tell you in 2 weeks, we probably see Justin Fields being kind of the lead dog. What was it that Mike Tomlin, the term he used, pole position, right?
Yeah, that's what happened last year. He lost pole position, and that's part of the reason why he's been amazing, man. He didn't complain out the door in Chicago. He didn't complain once in Pittsburgh. He's just kept his mouth shut and his head down, and I will tell you this too, Rich, what Arthur Smith did with Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee, he believes he can do that with Justin Fields in Pittsburgh, and maybe more than that. Now, I'm not telling you that this is going to become Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, but Ryan Tannehill got the Titans to an AFC title game, and that's a pretty good roster there in Pittsburgh. So if you feel like you can do that, if you have a full offseason to build an offense for Justin Fields, it's not a horrible option. And then just in the 2 minutes I have left here, is Justin Fields the target of the Jets? What's their plan at quarterback? I think the Jets, as they de-Rodgers the roster, Albert.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It's funny because I think maybe the blueprint would be can we find a our version of Sam Darnold that's gonna trigger some PTSD for people like yourself.
Right.
But what Sam Darnold was last year for the Vikings, what Baker Mayfield was 2 years ago for Tampa, what Jared Goff was when Aaron Glenn was there in Detroit, right? Where Aaron Glenn was a little bit of a distressed asset. Like, can we find somebody who's talented who can come in and be that guy for us? Justin Fields would be a name. Daniel Jones would be a name. I think Daniel Jones is going to have some interest from, the Vikings coming back, the Jets, maybe the Colts. But I look at the Jets maybe looking at an opportunity like that would mirror what Aaron Glenn's experience was in Detroit. Because again, you look at, if you really want to dig into Aaron Glenn's past, like the Saints, they built around a distressed asset, and Drew Brees, what he was in 06, right? Mm-hmm. And then the Lions built around a distressed asset in Jared Goff when he came in there. So I think the idea of like a Justin Fields or a Daniel Jones or someone along those lines could make some sense for the Jets. And I don't think bringing Tyrod Taylor back as an insurance policy would be a horrible idea either.
Albert, you're the man. Thanks for the time. Greatly appreciate it. I mean, we just scratched the surface. It's kind of crazy what's going on. I love it. Thank goodness, right? Yep. Thank goodness for
absolutely. Hey, I always tell people, Rich, like it's 2 weeks between we all complain about that, right? The Super Bowl and the Combine, mm-hmm. But I've made my peace with it because it's a lot better to have people care a lot about this stuff than not at all. And people care a lot about this stuff for sure.
They sure do. And like I said, we just barely scratched the surface. Let's chat next week. I appreciate the time. That's Albert Breer. Everybody follow him. Everybody listen to his pod, the MMQB NFL podcast. Read his material. He's the best of the best. That was great stuff right there. Andrew Bogish has got a sports update. I've got some 2 cents about what he just said.
Infinity Sports Network Sports Flash.
And Rich, this update sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs for protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. Let me recap the Deshaun Watson details. The Browns have restructured his contract once again, this time clearing roughly $36 million in cap space. Cleveland was $22 million over the cap before this. They have now paid the large majority of Watson's $230 million deal. The Chargers cleared $25 million by releasing Joey Bosa last night. The 9-year vet has only played 28 games over the last 3 seasons, and The Athletic says the Seahawks are asking for first and third round picks for DK Metcalf, who has requested a trade. Oregon football coach Dan Lanning reportedly getting a new contract through 2030. It raises his annual salary close to $11 million, but Lanning's buyout remains an affordable $20 million. Miami men's basketball has officially hired Duke associate head coach Jai Lucas for its top job, and Mavs assistant Alex Jensen expected to become the next head coach at Utah, where he played under Rick Majerus. I'm Andrew Bogish.
This is the Infinity Sports Network. Check out our new and improved website at infinitysportsnet.com.
Insight, info, and trends. And, lots of fun along the way. This is WEEI 850 AM, Boston, an Odyssey station.
At the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, get deals so right, it almost feels wrong. Now's the best time to get that Hyundai car or SUV you've always wanted. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty and 3 years or 36,000 miles of limited complimentary maintenance. Don't think you can get away with all that? Think again. But don't wait. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is going on now. So visit your local Hyundai dealer today. It's a great day for a new Hyundai.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it'll take years to get out of debt. Call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 10 million people without destroying your credit. They can reduce your interest rates, lower your total payments up to 50% to get you out of debt fast. For a free consultation, call Consolidated Credit now. The program works.
Call 800-210-4298. 800-210-4298. 800-210-4298.
Consolidated Credit Solutions Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida 33313. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Kansas CSO 0019051. Maryland DM 1492. Oregon DM 892. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation Commission, license number DC83. Service may adversely affect the individual's credit. Non-payment of debt may lead to additional finance charges or collections activity, including legal action. Actual interest rates, length of program, and monthly payment reductions will vary by consumer and creditor. Yours could be higher or lower. Not a loan company. We do not lend money.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There is a tremendous price war in the term life industry. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote. 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Remember, 1-800-908-7636. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Do you have over $10,000 in credit card debt? The stress from excessive credit card debt can ruin your life. Collection calls, sleepless nights. If you're feeling the financial impact with unprecedented economic challenges, DebtBlue is here for you. DebtBlue uses secret programs that most credit card companies won't tell you about. They'll help you consolidate or settle your debts for a fraction of what you owe. With DebtBlue's Success Guarantee, you pay nothing unless your debt is reduced or completely resolved. There's no risk. The more you owe, the more DebtBlue can save you. See how easy it is to get started with free information. Let DebtBlue show you how 10 minutes could save you thousands. Call now. 800-200-6895. That's 800-200-6895.
I'm just living sky high right now. I'm very thankful for it. And the team at DebtBlue are phenomenal. They're able to work with you. They're great.
Call for your free debt resolution information now. 800-200-6895. 800-200-6895.
Do you have a special needs child or an older adult in your home? The risk of them leaving the house unnoticed is real and terrifying, but you can protect your loved ones with Vivint Home Security.
Alarm on.
Our child has autism. He doesn't usually elope, but one day he did, and it was the most terrifying moment of our lives.
If I didn't have a home security system, I would have realized way too late he's gone.
Right now, Vivint is offering a free doorbell camera with any new plan, plus free installation and low monthly monitoring plans. Smart locks, lights, cameras, and more make Vivint Home Security the smartest way to protect your family and prevent a tragedy. Vivint is the #1 smart home service provider in the U.S. Protection is just a phone call away. Call 800-953-6693. That's 800-953-6693. Monthly service agreement required for free installation.
Insight, info, and trends to help you win, all in one place. We are 850 AM Boston, an Odyssey station.
Back here on the Rich Eisen Show Radio Network. Phone calls, please stay on hold. We got Jimmy Horn Jr. top of the next hour. We got tons of your time and for you guys, for your guys and gals, and we'll empty the phone banks. Albert Breer just said something.
Where?
So he had mentioned Justin Fields, that the Steelers are targeting him as their next starting quarterback, but they don't know. And, you know, if another team jumps in, and he mentioned the Jets for Justin Fields. Then I followed up. And he mentioned some other choices for the Jets, and he mentioned one that would just be mind-blowing. And his name is Daniel Jones. If Daniel Jones shows up to be the next starting quarterback of the New York Jets,
it would be the most Jets thing.
Or hold on a minute.
In a long line of Jetsian things.
Again, you'd have to trust that Aaron Glenn knows what he is doing, and that this front office knows what they are doing, and it also offers a great opportunity for them to, you know, show up the other team in town.
That's true.
And here's my advice to Daniel Jones. If this happens, Daniel, you show up to the press conference and you talk about how it's suddenly a Jets town. Do that. show up and say, I came back to New York because it's now a Jets town.
That would be amazing.
Pull a full-on Soto.
That would be amazing.
Do it.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
No. Do it, and do it with a straight face, and do it. Give it a try.
Well, we've never seen him
and then
smile.
Every single person that signs after him, their first press conference, talk about we have the real fans.
Culture.
Yeah. Go. The next one, pull AJ Minter, with a nice Southern accent, talking about the New York sports market, y'all.
This would work.
Give it a try.
This would work.
Give it a try.
This would work for Daniel Jones. Chris, if he strolled in as a four-time All-Star, a home run derby champ, a World Series champ, a batting champ.
Use this man as your guiding light.
Jet Life Stadium.
You're switching from one New York team to the next, and then declaring New York the town of your team when every other normal human being in the city knows completely different. Give it a try. Daniel Jones will be the Juan Soto of football if he goes to the Jets. It would be amazing.
Like I said, his resume doesn't even compare to the great Juan Soto.
Excuse me. He's been in the New York market longer.
We've all got a thing. Yeah, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We've all got a thing. Yeah, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
Where'd you get those shoes? Easy. They're from DSW. Because DSW has the exact right shoes for whatever you're into right now. You know, like the sneakers that make office hours feel like happy hour. The boots that turn grocery aisles into runways. And all the styles that show off the many sides of you, from daydreamer to multitasker and everything in between. Because you do it all in really great shoes. Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store or DSW.com.
There are lots of reasons to get excited for spring. Warmer weather, get-togethers, and now new spring arrivals from your favorite brands at Macy's. Even more exciting, refresh your beauty routine at our Buy More, Save More event. Pick up new skincare, makeup, and fragrances from Estee Lauder, Valentino, MAC, and more. And save $30 with every $150 you spend. The more you spend, the more you save. Don't wait. Beauty deals this good won't last long. Hurry into Macy's today. Savings off regular price beauty and fragrance. Exclusions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
A 6-letter word for an app where you can easily find and book an in-person or virtual appointment with the perfect doctor by searching specialty and insurance and reading real reviews from real patients.
It's ZocDoc, obviously.
Genius. How'd you know that?
How do you think I found an amazing therapist, dentist, and primary care doc?
Can't believe I didn't know this was an option sooner.
You've got options. Download the free ZocDoc app to book today.
JetBlue can save you. See how easy it is to get started with free information. Let JetBlue show you how 10 minutes could save you thousands. Call now. 800-200-6895. That's 800-200-6895.
I'm just living sky high right now. I'm very thankful for it. And the team at JetBlue are phenomenal. They're able to work with you. They're great.
Call for your free debt resolution information now. 800-200-6895. 800-200-6895.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
And just like that, gold prices hit yet another all-time highs. Investors, central banks, billionaires from all around the world are flocking to own physical gold and silver. And guess what? Your chance to get off the sidelines and join this bull market is right now. My name is Jeremy Blossom. I'm with Advantage Gold, the #1 customer-rated gold company in America. And we have a free gold investment guide to help you understand what's going on and, more importantly, how to own physical gold and silver. All you need to do is call us at 1-800-900-8000 today, and we'll rush you this guide. It's 1-800-900-8000. Get our free gold investment guide and learn why now is the right time to own physical gold and silver. And if you call now, you could also earn up to $1,000 in free silver. What are you waiting for? Get off the sidelines. Call 1-800-900-8000 today.
Paid for by Advantage Gold. Performance may vary. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Always consult your financial and tax professional.
This is The Bet, WEEI, 850 AM, Boston. Part of the Bet MGM Network, an Odyssey sports station, and Boston's home for wagertainment.
The Red Sox spring training baseball, as today the Boston Red Sox go north to take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Cooper Boardman here with you, Rob Bradford in just a moment. Red Sox and Blue Jays once again this spring, and it is a prospect-heavy lineup today on this Thursday afternoon. Christian Campbell leads things off. He'll be the first man to bat in this ballgame. The #7 overall prospect in baseball bats first and plays left field today for the Red Sox. Vaughn Grissom is in there at second base as that competition continues. We'll also see the password, Justin Sin Garcia, the right fielder, batting seventh for Alex Cora's bunch today. On the mound, Cooper Criswell makes a start, his second of the spring, coming off 2 scoreless innings against the Minnesota Twins 5 days ago. At competition, as we kind of learned over the course of the week, it's unlikely Cutter Crawford's going to be ready for opening day, so between Quinn Priester and Richard Fitz, couple guys we saw earlier in the week, and Cooper Criswell today, an opportunity to stake your claim to the final rotation spot, maybe even something beyond that. Criswell will face a very representative Toronto Blue Jays lineup. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is in there. Bo Bichette is in there. Anthony Santander is in there. Red Sox will send Criswell against that lineup, followed by Zach Kelly, Austin Adams, and Isaiah Campbell out of the bullpen, all scheduled to pitch today for the Red Sox on the road. Got much to do. We will do it. We'll get you updates on Cedon Rafaela's health, where Lucas Giolito is pitching today in Fort Myers from a live BP perspective, where Rafi Devers is, and the Garrett Whitlock plan for tomorrow. Then we'll have lineups from Rob Bradford, and then we'll have first pitch today between the Red Sox and the Blue Jays coming up in just a sec on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Mass Mutual is an official partner of the Red Sox. And as fans first, we know you're already zoning out. So here are 20 soothing seconds of Fenway sounds, because there's nothing like being at the ballpark. This meditation is brought to you by Mass Mutual, official partner of the Red Sox. Learn more at massmutual.com/Red Sox.
March could be an even luckier month for you if you find money at findmassmoney.gov. It's Greg Hill, and you could have unclaimed money from a forgotten savings account, uncashed payroll check, or a refund check that never got to you. It is estimated by the state treasurer here in Massachusetts that 1 out of every 10 of us has unclaimed property. My name was on the list, and yours could be too. Just go to findmassmoney.gov today. It'll take 30 seconds to look for your name, and if you file a claim, make sure you fill out the paperwork so you can become reunited with your lost funds.
Baseball is back and the team is stacked. Money was spent, players were at it, and from what we can see, everything looks perfect. Aha! But what about what we can't see? It's just like your drains and pipes. The ugly, nasty, sometimes stinky truth is often the one you don't see at first. Drains by James is your expert residential and commercial drain and pipelining service. We'll find it, clean it, and get it back to new. Available 24/7. Drains by James. We give a poop about your pipes.
A must for this week's grocery list. Boneless chicken is on sale at Shaw's and Star Market. Value pack all natural Signature Farms boneless chicken breast and thighs. Just $2.47 a pound when you use a digital coupon. Limit 2. Shaw's and Star Market. Perfecting the art of fresh.
You're listening to Red Sox Spring Training Baseball on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Back at TD Ballpark in Dunedin on the west coast of Florida, getting ready for Red Sox Grapefruit League Baseball as the Sox go north today to take on the Toronto Blue Jays on this Thursday afternoon. Alongside Rob Bradford, Cooper Boardman, Red Sox will have Cooper Criswell on the mound opposite Toronto's Chris Bassett. A lot of major leaguers in the lineup for Toronto. And for more on that and who the Red Sox are rolling out, here's Brad Foe.
Yeah, let's do some baseball, Coop. All right, Christian Campbell, he's playing left field for the Red Sox. Nick Sogard is third base. Vaughn Grissom is at second base. Nathan Hickey is your first baseman. Carlos Narvaez is catching. Nate Eaton is DHing. Just Nixon Garcia, he's in right field. Mikey Romero is at shortstop. And Miguel Blaze is in center field with Cooper Criswell on the mound for the host Blue Jays. As Cooper had said before, it is a representative lineup for the Blue Jays. Bo Bichette at shortstop. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., you may have heard of him. He's at first base. Anthony Santander, their big free agent pickup. He's at DH. George Springer in right field. Andres Jimenez is at second base. Alejandro Kirk, he's catching. Ernie Clement is your third baseman. David Schneider is in left field. And Jonathan Clase in center field with the very, very educated, the very, very well-spoken, the very, very fun-to-watch pitcher on the mound for the Blue Jays, Chris Bassett.
Well done.
Wow, look at you.
That was
Thanks, I feel better about myself.
We're excited to watch Chris Bassett pitch.
Yeah, what we were both saying. I mean, honestly, nobody cares, but I enjoy talking to him, and I'm not going to get a chance to talk to him, but I'm going to get a chance to see him pitch. I'm going to give you a quick anecdote. This is going to set things off in the right foot. This will be like the T-shirt gun for our broadcast, all right? Chris Bassett, he pitched against the Red Sox. He was watching Zach Kelly last year, just watching from the dugout, and he noticed how he moved from one side of the rubber to the other. He said, you know what, I think I'm going to try that, and he went out the next day off of seeing Zach Kelly do that and said, you know what, I'm going to do that, and you know what, it worked. It worked.
Wow.
He's a very, very intelligent, observational guy, much like yourself. I am just so honored to be alongside here in Dunedin, beautiful Dunedin, the heart of Florida.
Well, let's see where which side of the rubber we work from today here in this booth. TD Ballpark in Dunedin. Red Sox and Blue Jays seconds away from spring training baseball. As Bradford told you, with Bassett on the mound, they've got all their big-time major leaguers. It is, you love using fork in the road. This is a fork in the road season for the Toronto Blue Jays. And Ross Atkins and their front office and their manager, John Schneider, Bo Bichette, Vlad Guerrero, obviously have their contracts up at the end of the season. Guerrero is unquestionably going to test and the free agency market and make a whole lot of money doing it. Dalton Varsho is another guy that is currently scheduled to be out of a contract at the end of the season. And so there's a very weird vibe around the group on the other side. And you can sense it even, too, just talking to some people around the organization.
Yeah, well, I was, we obviously driving up to Dunedin, nobody cares about this, but it's the furthest drive, I think, of any place in Fort Myers when it comes to spring training sites. So he drove up here early, woke up at 4:30, got here, came to the park and realized no one was at the park because they have this beautiful new facility about 5 miles away where everybody trains all morning long, and then they drive over. By going over to that facility, which is, of course, where they gave Shohei Ohtani the tour a couple years ago, and you understand why when you get there. It's like the Disney World of spring training facilities. You get there, and the vibe there is you have this place, but in that place you have Vladimir Guerrero walking around, you have Bo Bichette walking around, and the thinking is that, okay, we're going to see if we can win with these guys. And then we'll readjust if we have to at the trade deadline. But, Coop, we've said it before about the Vlad situation. That's a risky thing. I keep saying this. Make your best offer. If he doesn't take it, then you have to move on from him. They're not choosing to do that. They're saying, we're going to ride this out. We're going to hope to win. It's good for business. It's good for the fan base. But you know what? You better hope you win, and you better also hope that you're able to make enough money to raise that offer to keep him around.
Guerrero, as we speak, is at first base, tossing balls across the diamond to Bo Bichette and the rest of the Blue Jays infield. They've got the blue tops, the white bottoms, and a blue and white build cap with the light blue. Blue Jays arced across the front, and that pointed Blue Jay logo down to the bottom corner of the jersey. Red Sox in the bright reds and the gray bottoms with Christian Campbell, Nick Sogard, and Vaughn Grissom at the top of the lineup. Campbell stands in the righty box. Chris Bassett, who will call his own pitches, working out of the wind. And the first pitch of the afternoon is a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike at 1:09 p.m. in Dunedin.
And it's in case people are wondering, it is an ABS game. That means we are going to be able to get some spicy replays in terms of balls and strikes.
Electricity promise. Second pitch of the day. Campbell swings, lines it up the middle, a base hit for Christian Campbell. His second hit of the spring, probably his best swing so far of the spring. A single to lead off the ball game against Chris Bassett.
Well, 90 miles an hour right on the inside half, which is when they've been pounding Campbell in on because he has that closed stance. But he's able to get his hands in and sort of line it to center field. We've seen it, Coop, over the last couple games. You're seeing slowly the real Christian Campbell.
He's on for Nick Sogard, switch hitter batting from the left side. And Sogard takes a sinker beneath the zone for ball one. That swing from Campbell, 95 miles an hour off the bat, so a hard hit ball, and it was a sinker. As Blues Jays challenge that last pitch, and they get a strike. So they start 1 for 1 on the fifth pitch of the ball game. It was a fastball at the bottom of the zone, called the ball by Mark Carlson, but it nicked the bottom edge at the knees. Second pitch, Sogard grounds it. Hard right side of the second baseman, Jimenez to second. One on to first, double play. And a single by Campbell erased 4-6-3, 2 down to the first.
You know, one of the takeaways from the ABS system, these balls and strike challenges, is I think it shows how good the umps are. It really does. I mean, because you're looking at whether it's a strike or a ball, it's half an inch here, half an inch there. And I think the umpires, they should actually be pretty proud of themselves, and they should also embrace this.
2 down. Chris Bassett against Vaughn Grissom now, right-hand hitting second baseman. And Vaughn takes a slider outside. No doubt about it. When they're wrong by almost no margin. But you do see the difference, right? I mean, you imagine for Nick Sogard there, as the 1-0 comes to Grissom, takes a curveball way outside, 2-0. You know, if Sogard's in a 1-0 count, maybe he doesn't have to swing at that pitch. He doesn't roll over on a sinker and ground into a double play. Instead, he's 0-1. He feels like he has to swing, and now there's nobody on with 2 down.
Listen, a pitcher or hitter, there's a big difference in the feeling you have being up or down in the count.
2-0 to Grissom. He takes another sweeper outside. 3 balls and no strikes to Vaughn, who's 2 for his first 16 in spring training, just 1 walk.
This is one guy, I think, if Alex Cora put truth serum on, we'll like to see him get going a little bit.
3 balls, no strikes. Pitch from Chris Bassett, and Grissom takes all the way for a strike, a sinker at the knees to go 3-1. He hasn't gotten that deep into counts. Like you can count on one hand the number of times he's gotten to 3 balls, and he's in a 3-1 count here with 2 outs and nobody on in the first. Pitch to Grissom. He takes outside for ball 4. Vaughn Grissom has his second walk of the spring on his 18th plate appearance.
You know, Goop, I look at that where it's a 3-0 count, it's a close pitch, and I'm thinking, does Vaughn Grissom even want to challenge that, right? Because I think ultimately he wants to swing the bat, he wants to see more pitches, he wants to be able to get on base, not via walk, but be a base hit, but ultimately he does get a walk. Congratulations to Vaughn.
And he leads off first, very excited about it. Nathan Hickey bats. Left-hand hitter takes a four-seam fastball down the middle for a strike. From Chris Bassett. We've already seen 5 pitches for Bassett. He's on the short list of guys that throw the most pitches in baseball. 8 on paper, according to Baseball Savant, but he manipulates others. You could say 9 or 10. Pitch outside with the splitter for the first time, and it's 1-1. He really is one of the more, if you sit down and really watch him pitch, Chris Bassett, he is so much fun to watch him kind of think through a game because he's so many different weapons. 1-1, and he misses low with a changeup, true changeup after a splitter. Now it's 2-1.
Well, as I said, we talk to a lot of these guys, and I think they all take pride in their craft, but a lot of them really, or not a lot of them, very few of them think along the lines of Chris Bassett that analytically.
2-1. Check swing on a high fastball, and Hickey did not go on the point down to third base umpire Sean Barber, 3-1.
And I think it served him well. Going back from, revamping his career with Oakland and with the Mets and constantly evolving, which is what this game's all about.
3-1, Hickey hits it high down the left field line, foul. Well, and right now in baseball, if you look at, from an analytical school of thought, there are more guys throwing multiple kinds of fastballs and multiple kinds of sliders than there ever has been before, meaning kind of like what we saw from Brian Bayo last year, where he popped the four-seamer back into his arsenal and had a lot of success. And Chris Bassett is the poster child for that. He's been doing it a long time, where he'll throw sinkers and four-seamers, he'll throw cutters, but then he'll also throw sliders and sweepers and curveballs and splitters and every pitch imaginable. Grissom will be going 3-2 out. The first pitch upstairs for ball 4. Miss with the sinker. Sox have worked consecutive walks. Grissom down to second. Hickey has a 2-out walk to go down to first, and they're 2 on with 2 down.
Well, right after he throws that pitch, like you said, Bassett's calling his own pitch, which means he has a pitch comm attached to his belt. Immediately after he threw it, he immediately went down and pushed the button. So he's probably thinking, okay, I already know what I want to throw next time.
Let's see. First pitch, and he gets a swing and a miss.
And that's an angry fastball.
Yep, exact same pitch. Another sinker to Carlos Narvaez. Dialed it up to 92, especially for a guy that doesn't anymore really throw with crazy velocity. 2 men on, 2 outs. Carlos Narvaez, the batter, and the pitch is swung on, fouled back, and he goes 0-2, does Narvaez. 2 for 12 start for Carlos Narvaez to the spring, 6 strikeouts. Right-hand hitting catcher.
Well, we talk a lot about wind, right? Wind is the biggest subject of spring training games, and it's not disappointing today. Straight out the right field.
Off the Gulf behind us. No balls, 2 strikes pitch. Check swing, slider outside, and Narvaez didn't go. And the point down to Mark Wagner at first.
Every time I've come here, the wind has been insane. And I don't know, is this a usual thing? Mark Hayes might know this. I mean, I think this is one of the windier parks that you can go to in the Grapefruit Leagues.
Runners off first and second, 2 outs. Top 1, 1-2. Narvaez takes a called strike 3, challenges.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a sweeper near the outside corner. He's punched out for the moment. Narvaez challenges. We'll all look at the board, and the pitch is a ball.
Yeah, I mean, that was
decidedly a ball.
Yeah, after I just got finished praising the umpires, that was 2.3 inches outside. That may have been the biggest miss that we've seen in this entire ABS run. For us, anyway.
So it goes from a strikeout to a 2-2 count, and now the 2-2 pitch to Narvaez is line foul down the right field line. Bassett is the kind of pitcher that I would think would be hurt the most by ABS, where, because he's so perfect and so fine in his ability to put strikes near the zone, he gets calls like that a lot. Another 2-2 pitch. upstairs. And now 3-2 to Narvaez as he took a cutter above the letters.
I would love to see, I would imagine that it's happened this spring, but knuckleballers with the ABS system, right? Did you see any of those in Worcester? No?
No. 3-2, 2 outs, runners going. The pitch is swung on, floated out, behind second. Jimenez out, Springer in, and it dunks down between the two. Grissom around 30 scores. Narvaez works a 3-2 count, then plops a single in to make it 1-0 Red Sox in the first.
Listen, Narvaez isn't going to be known for his offense, but that's a good at-bat right there. You really work the count. You take some pitches. You get it deep. Then you do whatever you need to do just to take advantage of that little pitch on the outside corner, plop it into right field, get the job done. We already know that the guy's a good defensive player. We already know that he smells great because he puts cologne on his uniform before he hits the field.
Alejandro Kirk goes out to talk with Chris Bassett. Well, I'm thinking about when Alex Cora, he did the swing comp for Carlos Narvaez earlier in camp, and he compared him to Gleyber Torres. And when Gleyber Torres, we've seen so much of him the last few years, obviously, when he was trying to pull the ball, he looked awful, right? Like chasing all those pitches outside. And then in the playoffs this year, when he was going the other way, a lot of good things happened. As Nate Eaton takes strike one, man on the corners, 2 outs. Red Sox leading 1-0 at the top of the first inning against the Blue Jays.
Well, one thing we learned today before the game is if Nate Eaton is on the Major League team,
swings, lines it down the left field line, foul.
And there is a blowout, we know who's pitching.
Yeah.
Right? Alex Cora, we're rattling through the names of different guys who are doing really well, non-roster guys to obviously Trace Thompson, and Nate Eaton having a great spring. Also, as Alex Cora points out, evidently throws 95 miles an hour.
Yeah, he came in for the Royals in the last couple of years and threw 95 on the mound. The 0-2, and Eaton takes low. Kirk held it for a long time, decided not to challenge.
Brock Holt was in and out of Fort Myers. Always good to see. I saw him for 2 seconds, but if he comes back, I would really want to simulate him throwing the slowest pitch in Major League Baseball history.
1-2. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. What was that? What was it clocked at?
31. 31. He holds 2 Major League records, Brock Holt. Do you know what they are?
I do not.
Well, you know one now.
Yeah.
I told you. I mean.
Is it positions? 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch to Eaton. Swings and misses for strike 3. You want to tell the people now, or you want to leave it as a tease?
Hit for the cycle in a postseason game.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
We go to the bottom of the first. 1-0 Red Sox on the Narvaez single in the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Just like our hometown legends of the diamond, Herb Chambers has been hitting it out of the park for decades with legendary customer service. With over 35 brands and so many locations, Herb Chambers offers the largest inventory of cars, trucks, and SUVs in New England. You can always count on getting the lowest prices and best value. And at Herb Chambers, you always get more for your trade. Come see for yourself and experience our legendary customer service today. Herb Chambers. We don't sell cars. We help people buy them.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When we opened Riverwalk Brewing, we turned to the Health Connector for business for employee health insurance. In about half an hour, we found coverage tailored for our needs. Now, I only spend 10 minutes a month managing our plan.
mahealthconnector.org/business. You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Cooper Criswell on the mound for the bottom of the first inning. His first pitch is a fastball for a called strike against right-hand hitting Bo Bichette. Red Sox leading 1-0 on an RBI single from Carlos Narvaez. Criswell working from the right side out of the wind in the pitch. Is a slider outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Criswell's going to see Bo Bichette, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and then Anthony Santander at the top of the Blue Jay lineup. 1-1. Swing, ground ball, left side, and through for a hit. Mikey Romero's playing short. He was shaded towards the hole on the left side. Bichette hit it usually where the shortstop would be, and it just rolls through for a leadoff single against Criswell.
Mikey Romero playing short, I think, is a byproduct of exactly what Alex Cora said yesterday, which was he's really, really impressed. And the fact that they wanted him to come up here and start this game, I think says something about what he's been able to show so far in spring training.
Now Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who takes outside right-hand hitting first baseman. It's his presence, as you said earlier, that has really had the spotlight on it in this Blue Jay camp. Even more so than he usually is. 1-0. He takes low. 2 balls and no strikes to Guerrero. It's hard to remember a guy that has been in somebody's uniform that has been as good as he is and like had more people talking about how he would look in other uniforms next year. Pitch, and he hammers it. Line drive, right center field, and a hit. Splits the outfielders, goes to the wall. Bichette's getting waved around third on his way home from first. And he's there. Game-tying RBI double for Vlad Jr. Went 112 off the bat. And we're tied up in the first.
Sign him up. Sign him up. What an interesting conversation he is, though. Obviously, they weren't able to come to an extension agreement with him. He's going to be heading into his contract here. They hold a press conference with him separately from Ross Atkins and the GM, and it's just such an uncomfortable situation. But I think they let it get to that point. You know, it's to get to this point where you're having press conferences about it.
Anthony Santander takes a strike. I also think about it from the Blue Jay fan base perspective. Like, they've been the punchline of a lot of jokes about free agents for the last few years between Ohtani, pitch low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Sasaki, Soto. I mean, it goes on. And, you know, all of those are gut punches. I'm sure all that's brutal, but, like, losing him would be worse than any of those because he's been on the team. 1 ball and a strike, and the pitch is high and tight. A ball, 2-1.
Once again, Coop, I just feel like you have to read, is there a road, a path to sign this guy? This is what the best offer we're going to be able to do. Do you actually really want to sign here, or don't you?
2-1, inside 3-1.
Maybe he doesn't. Like, you know, all like people around here say, I think that he would sign back. He's part of the foundation of this team. But you have to read that. And then you have to go from there, and if he isn't going to sign, then you just have to rip off the Band-Aid, man, like the San Diego did with Soto.
Chopper right side off the bat of Santander, bounces to Grissom, who fields and throws to first for the first out of the first inning. Guerrero goes down to third on the ground ball to the right side, so a man on third base with 1 out in a tie game in the first.
Now, you know, why I'm talking about Soto, you know, San Diego traded him to the Yankees going to the contract year. You know, conversely, you have Aaron Judge to say that contract year, but the Yankees could never trade Aaron Judge because, number one, how iconic he was.
George Springer, line drive right at Romero at short, who stepped to his right and made the grab. Looks Guerrero back 2 away.
But also for the exact reason the Blue Jays are leaning on in this case, which is the Yankees knew that their goal was to win the World Series. It always is. With the Blue Jays, it's sort of more of a leap of faith, don't you? They're like, hey, you know what? We're kind of hoping we're going to be in it.
Man on third, 2 outs, and a pitch outside to Andres Jimenez. Left-hand hitting second baseman, first year with the Jays, off-season trade, surprise trade from Cleveland. 1-0, swing and a miss, chase the sinker away, 1-1. Yeah, and you know, looking back now on the Yankees side of that Aaron Judge thing, 1 ball and 1 strike in the pitch, swing and a foul back. Now that the story has been told, right? They could never have let him go, it feels like, right? Like he was the face of their franchise.
Could never have done that. That was
ever.
No.
And to, at least on paper, and I, if you had to make me bet right now, I'd say it's not going to go this way. But that's who Vlad Guerrero is for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, but the difference is that I think that there was some optimism the Yankees were going to be able to re-sign Aaron Judge.
1-2 swing and a miss. Yeah.
As that year went on.
Jimenez strikes out, the inning ends. Cooper Criswell gives up a run, but then gets 3 consecutive outs to end the first. We're tied at 1 as we go to the second on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get 1 line on unlimited welcome for $45 per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Boston Verizon store by April 2nd to save. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
My name is Joanne. I'm 75 years old, and I have lost 35 pounds on Awaken 180 weight loss. I was pre-diabetic. I was ready to go on cholesterol medication. My blood pressure was up even on medication. Now I have no need for cholesterol medication. My blood sugar is fine, and I actually am cutting down on my blood pressure medicine. I have knee replacements and hip replacements, and I had difficulty walking, and now I can walk without any problem. I feel lighter. I feel more energetic. It is a lifestyle that will help you to lose weight without medication.
Thanks, Joanne. Andy Hart here. Stories like Joanne's are the reason I continue to share the Awaken 180 message. The results speak for themselves, and I'm confident you'll have the same success if you let them show you how. Do what Joanne did, what I did, and what over 24,000 others have done, and choose the solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
It's here. The prime rib dinner is back at the Nines. 16 ounces of slow roasted USDA choice prime rib served with your choice of 2 sides. Available every Friday after 4 p.m. and all day Saturday and Sunday. You're going to love the Nines.
You're listening to Red Sox Spring Training Baseball
on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Wind's blowing out. We got runs so far. Tied at 1 after 1 inning in Dunedin, along with Rob Radford, Cooper Boardman, Justinson Garcia, the password to lead off against the right-hander Chris Bassett. Outfield playing deep for very good reason. And the first pitch is a fastball outside for ball 1 to Garcia. Red Sox scored their run on an RBI single from Carlos Narvaez. Vlad Jr. with an RBI double for Toronto. 1-0 from Bassett. He slings it in low. 2 balls and no strikes to Garcia.
So I was in Toronto when Vlad Guerrero Jr. first got called up. And it was, I've never seen anything like it.
Wow.
About the amount of promotion they were putting behind this guy. You went into the gift shop, literally 90% of the stuff was Vlad Jr. stuff.
2-0 fouled off.
And that was when he was just called up. And so I started this time-honored tradition back then of putting up a poll. Who do you got, Devers or Vlad, right? And it was amazing to me because it was so polarizing, where I had obviously like the Blue Jays fans saying, you're crazy, you take Vlad. The Red Sox fans, are you crazy, you take Devers?
2 on job foul.
So in that tradition, I just put up the poll again. At Bradfo.
At Bradfo on Twitter. What are the early returns here?
I mean, I just put it up. I wouldn't do that to you. That's like one state coming in. Come on.
just the first few counties.
Yeah. I mean, if you really want to, it's let's see. I mean, 51-49.
Wow.
Devers. 51-40. Usually Devers ends up edging because obviously our base is Red Sox fans.
Sure.
Although this case now it might have turned a little bit, right?
I was gonna say, yeah. There are probably some people. Yeah, it's probably true. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, no out. Pitch. Garcia swings and misses. Curveball that was in the air for seemingly forever. And Garcia waves at it. Justinson Garcia is a big-time prospect. I think he's going to be good, but he's getting a taste of major league pitching right now in spring training. And now Mikey Romero, shortstop, bats from the left side against a right-hand thrower, Chris Bassett. Third baseman Clement in on the grass on the left side, infield shaded right. And first pitch low to Romero. Got the shout-out from Alex Cora earlier this week about players that have really shown him something beyond the big three. Good instincts was Alex's quote. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch to Romero. He swings and corks it in the air, right center field. Long run, and it's off the wall. Romero around first, tailing towards second. He's in there with a slide and a 1-out double off of Chris Bassett.
Yeah, man, Mikey Romero's having himself a spring. He really is. He just sort of showed up as an extra guy in spring training games on the road, and all of a sudden he's playing really, really well. And this is carryover from last year after he came back from the back issue. I had a tragedy in his family with the passing of his dad, and finally last year got going, former first-round pick. Now we see why.
First pitch to Miguel Blaze is popped up on the infield right side. Vlad Guerrero down, and Bassett makes the catch. Bassett, a rare F1, was halfway between the plate and first base. He reached out to his left and makes the catch for the second out. And you said Romero looks a little bigger, too.
Oh, a little bigger. It looks a lot bigger. I mean, in a good way. I mean, he just looks stronger. When he was drafted, he's not a big, tall guy. When he was drafted, he's really a projection out of high school, and not by any stretch of the imagination seemed strong. Now he seems strong.
Christian Campbell digs in. Bassett steps off, looks Romero back. Red Sox and Blue Jays just started in Dunedin, tied at 1. Christian Campbell got his second hit of the spring to lead off the ballgame. A 95-mile-an-hour single up the middle off a sinker from Bassett. First pitch to him here, high inside. Campbell bent back out of the way of it. Good crowd today. They all went, ooh.
Is that the mark of a good crowd?
Oh,
I say that honestly. After every hit. Does that make me a great broadcaster?
Yes, it does.
Although Lucas Giolito, I noticed, was in the Bradford School of Broadcasting.
Goes, get down.
Yeah, it was great. A lot of positive feedback for Lucas Giolito in the booth yesterday.
He's got the open invite. 1-0, way outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Christian Campbell, 2 for his first 18 in the spring, but as you and Alex Cora and we were talking about earlier today on the field, it just looks better for him last few days. 2-0, he chops it foul.
Yeah, it's really kind of night and day. And just even getting the bat on the ball. It was really striking out of the gate in those first few games how many times he was swinging and missing.
2 balls and 1 strike to Christian Campbell. Romero inching off second, pitch, swing, fouled off the catcher. And that's really, the swing and miss thing, one of the reasons why, really the reason why Campbell's such a great prospect is he does everything that he does. He hits for power, he gets on base without swinging and missing very much. When he was at Georgia Tech and he didn't hit for power yet, he was a contact-oriented guy. Then he learned how to hit for power, and he still made contact. 2-2. And he swings and makes contact on a fly ball to right, way up there for Springer, who danced to his right, makes the catch to end the inning. Mikey Romero doubles, nothing more. We go to the bottom half of the second, tied at 1 on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
A must for this week's grocery list. Boneless chicken is on sale at Shaw's and Star Market. Right now, get value pack all natural Signature Farms boneless chicken breast or thighs for just $2.47 a pound when you use a digital coupon. Limit 2. When you shop with the Shaw's app, you get amazing deals and earn points on every purchase. Short on time, order ahead for free curbside pickup or get delivery. Hurry, boneless chicken sale ends today. Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh.
Hi, I'm James Pratt from Basement Technologies. Find out how fast and inexpensive it is to keep your basement dry for good. Don't let rain cause damage to your home. Call 1-800-BUSY-DOG or visit 1-800-BUSYDOG.com and keep your basement dry for good.
March might be a lucky month for you. Try your luck by checking if there's any extra money waiting for you at findmassmoney.gov. Hey everybody, it's Fitzy. Now you could have unclaimed money from a forgotten savings account, uncashed payroll check, or a refund check that never got to you. It's estimated that 1 out of every 10 people have unclaimed property. My name was on the list. Yours could be too. Just go to findmassmoney.gov today. It only takes 30 seconds to search your name. If you file a claim, make sure you fill out the paperwork so you could become reunited with your lost funds.
There's a lot to love about. There's a lot to love about you.
Don't miss the Subaru of New England A Lot to Love event. Love all the trusted 2025 Subaru Outback has to offer, like symmetrical all-wheel drive. Buy with 1.9% financing for up to 48 months or lease for just $299 per month. Details at SubaruofNewEngland.com.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
First pitch to the bottom of the second inning is a called strike to right-hand hitting Alejandro Kirk from Cooper Criswell. 1-1 game. Red Sox and Blue Jays from Dunedin. Criswell's second pitch, swing and a pop-back foul to go 0-2.
I was just blown away by that facility over Blue Jays had 5 miles down the road.
Can you describe it in great detail for those of us who weren't lucky enough to
you
have the
ever see
experience?
The Wizard of Oz? It's like the Emerald City.
In living color.
Yeah.
No balls, 2 strikes. Pitch to Kirk. Outside. It is true. You know, you were up at, 4:30 this morning, but
4:30 this morning, the alarm went off.
You've been clicking your heels together ever since I saw you.
I have to. Something's got to keep me going, right? But it was just very impressive.
1-2. Kirk takes outside. Criswell looked in. He wanted to call Narvaez challenges, so called ball 2. We'll look at the challenge and see if Criswell grabbed the outside corner. He did not.
It's always,
and it holds.
It's always interesting walking into spring training clubhouses and seeing guys that you're like, oh, that's where you are right now. Like Nick Robertson. Remember Nick Robertson?
Yeah. Woo Sox legend, Nick Robertson.
Okay. Is he one of your dogs?
No. 2-2 upstairs, 3-2. Nothing against him. He just wasn't a Woo Sox for very long.
Nick Robertson, if you want the tradition or the history of Nick Robertson, traded in the Kike Hernandez trade, right, from the Dodgers. Got from the Dodgers. Was with the Red Sox for a bit.
3-2, inside ball 4. And Alejandro Kirk has a leadoff walk against Criswell to begin the second.
And then dealt to the Cardinals for Tyler O'Neill.
One of the great coups.
I mean, that was a really good trade. And Nick Robertson was there. When I walked in, there's Nick Robertson, Blue Jays clubhouse, trying to make the team.
Now, Ernie Clement, third baseman from the right side. He swings and hits it high in the air, center field and deep. Blaze back, track wall. It's way gone. Ernie Clement, first pitch ambush, 2-run home run. And the Red Sox trail for the first time, down 3-1 in the second.
Yeah, it looked like just sort of a slider or sweeper out over the plate, right into his bat path. No doubt about that. Nothing to do with the wind. You know, when we talk about Cooper Criswell's candidacy for the Major League roster, and he does have options, you know, he was so effective in a lot of ways last year.
First pitch inside of Davis Schneider.
But it sort of falls into the same bucket as Brennan Bernardino, some of these other guys. They understand the control. The team is going to utilize whatever contract or roster control they have.
Pitch low 2-0 to Schneider.
And it doesn't matter what you did last year. They would say, good for you. You showed you can be a major leaguer. But if we're going to have depth, we got to keep you in Worcester.
2 balls, no strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. And the pitch is swung on, hammered in the air. Right center field. Deep again at the wall. They've gone back to back. Clement goes 2-run shot to left. Schneider goes solo shot to right center. And it's 4-1 Jays in the second.
Well, that one may have been helped by the wind a little bit. I mean, that wind is just blowing straight out to right center field, and that's exactly where that was hit. But still, point taken, it was hit very, very hard.
Criswell's an interesting case because I don't think of the three guys that are contending for that last spot in the rotation. As the pitch is inside Jonathan Clase, people are talking about him a whole lot, right? I mean, if Cutter Crawford's not ready for opening day, and Alex Cora has pretty much said as much, 1-0 grounded back foul, 1-1, and Brian Bayo is on track, we think, but there's a rotation spot probably up for grabs early.
There's 2, maybe 3 names that come up, and we haven't heard Criswell as part of that, really.
1-1 is inside 2-1.
Fitz, Priester, and maybe Fulmer.
Yeah. And you would think that Criswell would be in that conversation.
Yeah.
But hasn't been that way. The other thing, too, 2-1, swing and a miss. You can have this conversation both ways, is he doesn't throw hard, and he doesn't throw any harder out of the bullpen. So, he's not the kind of guy, 2-2 chop first base side foul, that would obviously be a guy that could go to the bullpen and have his stuff tick up the way that it would for Fitz or Fulmer.
Yeah, I will say this about Criswell is that he did show that he's a major league pitcher last year. He had some very, very impressive outings.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Class A. Criswell delivers and just missed outside. Tried to bend the slider over the outer edge. 3-2.
Yeah, he had a pretty good run last year, and at some point it would not be surprised if once again this year he does something well for the major league team.
Pitch inside, he walked Jonathan Clase. So in the inning, he's faced 4 batters: walk, home run, and walk. Yeah, 99 to third big league innings. Career high for Cooper Criswell last year.
It was a good it was $1 million, 1 year $1 million contract, right?
Boom.
With options. That's a pretty good deal for what they got.
And they made him better throughout the spring. They started him in AAA, and the guy who got to the big leagues pitched really well. Finished with a 4.08 ERA after some struggles down the stretch, but, he's right around league average ERA for a guy that's your 5, 6, 7 swingman.
Yeah, but then you talk about Priester and Fitz, and it's hard to overlook that upside that they've been showing. The stuff, we talked about Fitz hitting 99 the other day.
Man on first, nobody out, top of the lineup now for Toronto, and Bo Bichette takes strike 1.
By the way, Y was over at the baseball version of the Emerald City. Bo Bichette's dad was over there walking around. Dante, former Red Sox, Rocky legend.
The 0-1, swing and a miss. He swung not only out of his shoes, but out of his entire uniform, and he goes down 0-2. Bo Bichette singled back in the first inning. That set up the RBI double for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. The man off first, nobody out. Red Sox down 4-1 against the Blue Jays in the bottom of the second. The pitch is swung on, grounded, left side. Romero diving stop to his feet, throws to first, not in time. No chance. Did everything he could as he peeled himself off the ground after making the dive, but an infield single for Bichette. And they're 2 on with nobody out again for Toronto.
Well, Vladdy Jr. is coming up right now, so it seems like a good time to check in on my poll. All right, here we go. 487 votes. It's obviously just been a few minutes. Devers leading 59 to 41%. I'm not going to reveal who Cooper voted for.
Guerrero takes strike 1.
Leave that to the imagination. Yeah. But I would say this, is that I don't think there's any question that you can dare to dream about Vlad in a Red Sox uniform. And you should dream, because he is a perfect fit for Fenway Park.
0-1 was outside, 1-1. And, and you think about the short list of teams that he could go to. The Red Sox are on that list. It's not a 29-team race. It's a, many hundreds of millions of dollars race. And he's the kind of guy, 1-1, swing, broken bat, chopper left side, third baseman Sogard steps on third, goes to second. Got 1, but was late to second. Bichette slides in. Grissom made a nice play diving to his right to keep that ball out of right field. Might have been a play to go to first for Sogard or eat the ball, but he gets the lead runner, and there's one out.
You know, Coop, they're not going to review it, obviously, but it almost seemed like Sogard threw that ball before he touched on third. He knew what he wanted to do. He wanted to get to third, fire to second to see if he could get that other out, but that was very close.
Runners lead off first and second, one out for Santander. He nearly got hit. He might have. He did. Got clipped by a cutter. Santander, I don't think, wants to take his base.
No, that's what I'm talking about. These guys don't want to walk. They don't want to get hit by pitches. They want to hit.
Mark Carlson preserving the integrity of the game.
Really, yeah. You got to take first, but still, this is you're playing spring training game. This is one of the reasons we talked about Devers. About, hey, you know, I asked Cora that before the game. He said he's not quite comfortable yet in terms of his rhythm and swing and everything else. And I just asked him, well, can't you do that in a game? It is he would rather not.
Bases loaded, one out. George Springer takes strike one, cutter on the outer half.
He said the Devers got into some bad habits last year in spring training and wanted to make sure that he didn't do that again.
Man off every base for Criswell, the 0-1. Misses way outside, 1-1.
I got in some bad habits in spring training, too. Far too many chicken wings, and my mercury count went up way, way too high after the seafood.
And yet they keep putting you in games. Unlike Ralphie.
They don't care.
1-1 grounded back foul.
There's mercury count is for broadcasters. They say you can do your job with a high mercury count.
Red Sox down 4-1 in the bottom half of the second inning. Blue Jays have scored 3 times already.
I want to know what broadcaster had the highest mercury count in history.
In
other words, who likes seafood and fish the most?
1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out in the pitch. Swing and a pop-up foul off to the right.
I'm going to say old friend Don Arcillo, because every time I see a photo of him, he's holding up a fish.
Could buy that. Let's see. Do you know the mercury count West Coast versus East Coast? Like, is there more in California?
I don't think it matters.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Got a chase on a slider to set down Springer. And there's 2 down.
Well, that's it for Cooper.
45 pitches for Criswell. Yeah, the Red Sox are going to the bullpen. Bases loaded for Toronto. 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Criswell's day is done. And the Red Sox going to a reliever when we come back on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Come visit CCL Homescape Showroom in Abington this year to experience our state-of-the-art kitchen showroom. At CCL Homescapes, our design team listens, understands your family's needs, and stays on the pulse of trends. We work with you to create a beautiful and efficient space that your family will enjoy for years to come. Our showroom is open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to noon on Saturday. Go to cclco.com to learn more about how we can create the kitchen of your dreams. cclco.com.
Baseball is back and the team is stacked. Money was spent, players were at it, and from what we can see, everything looks perfect. Aha! But what about what we can't see? It's just like your drains and pipes. The ugly, nasty, sometimes stinky truth is often the one you don't see at first. Drains by James is your expert residential and commercial drain and pipelining service. We'll find it, clean it, and get it back to new. Available 24/7. Drains by James. We give a poop about your pipes.
Cooper Criswell's day ends with the bases loaded in the second inning. Responsible for all 3 runners as Jose Adames comes out of the Red Sox bullpen down 4-1 against Toronto. Alongside Rob Bradford, Cooper Boardman. Criswell ends up throwing 45 pitches, 1 2/3. He got hit around today for the first time this spring.
A little bit off. I mean, the good for him that he was able to finish on a high note, and Alex Cora sprung out of the dugout, and that last pitch, the strikeout. So, you know, that's the positive. But you're right. And you know, I'm going to say this, and people say, oh, this is going to make an excuse for him. It's not. It's a reality of spring training. But we were talking when we thought Tanner Houck is pitching about pitching in these spring training windy games for sweeper-type guys. It can get a little wonky sometimes.
Bases loaded for Andres Jimenez. He takes low and in from Jose Adames. This is probably the surprise of the Blue Jays offseason, the fact that Andres Jimenez is on this team. He's in the second year of a 7-year deal that he signed with Cleveland, and then they traded him. 1-0 swing, line drive up the middle, but snared by Romero. Position behind second. He pulled the BB out of the air to end the inning. That strands the bases loaded. Red Sox down 4-1 as we go to the third on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
With all the money you can save on gas when you use the Club Citgo Rewards app, you're good to go. But good to go where? Good to go fly first class?
Hot towel.
Cool. Good to go to the opera. Good to sit ringside at a boxing match. Good to go salsa dancing? Tap dancing? Or polka dancing? Download Citgo's money-saving Club Citgo app today. The easiest way to save money on fuel. Now you're good to go.
Hey guys, it's Greg for East Coast Metal Roofing. If you've been thinking about a new roof, don't wait any longer. Proposed tariffs on aluminum could increase the cost of a new metal roof by up to 25% beginning March 12th. Right now, you can save 10% and get 0% financing during the Spring into Savings event at East Coast Metal Roofing. Just mention my name and WEEI when you visit eastcoastmetalroofing.com, but you ought to do it before March 12th when the tariffs kick in. East Coast Metal Roofing, the official roofing partner of the Boston Celtics.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, could be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Hey, it's Greg, and we are thrilled to have wrapped up yet another year of partnership with Chick-fil-A through the Community Heroes program. Over $22,000 was donated to various organizations, and if you'd like to nominate somebody in your community, just go to thegreghillfoundation.org/heroes.
We're right back to the Sox on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Red Sox trail 4-1 on the road in Dunedin against the Blue Jays on this Thursday afternoon. Spring training baseball from the west coast of Florida alongside Rob Bradford, Cooper Boardman. Toronto has Chris Bassett on the mound. His third inning gave up a run back in the first, and he faces Nick Sogard batting from the left side. And a pitch upstairs to Sogard. These are important at-bats for Nick Sogard on the fringes of trying to get himself into the second base utility conversation. And so every at-bat he gets against a real major leaguer matters. 1-0 to him. He takes way outside, consecutive sinkers, now 2-0.
So Nick Sogard's the switch hitter. He has the one-flap helmet. Mikey Romero is not a switch hitter. He has a two-flap helmet.
Well, Sogard's got big league time, so.
Yeah. I'm going to ask Mikey Romero about that.
2-0 right down the middle with a strike, a slider.
It's one of the great things about spring training, the access we have. We can ask stupid questions like that and get good answers. You know, back in COVID, that was really taken away from us, where one of the great things about covering baseball is asking questions like that.
2-1, swing and a high fly ball fell off to the left.
And in COVID, the COVID year, you had to set up a Zoom call for 3 weeks. Yeah, can I set something up? I'm really curious about his batting helmet.
You want to talk to him about what?
Yeah, no, we're not going to do that.
Yeah. Try again next year. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Sogard. Pitch from Bassett is a fastball left up high, 3-2.
Which reminds me that the anniversary of when everything in baseball shut down, and March 11th, 2020 is coming up.
Wow. March 6th today. I hadn't even thought about that. 3-2 to Sogard. Is up and away for ball 4. Nick Sogard has a leadoff walk against Chris Bassett.
I'll give you another one. 2 years later, what happened on, I think, either the exact same day or maybe 1 day different. 2 years later, what happened? What momentous thing happened in
2022?
Baseball? Yeah. It's not that you got a Baseballs and Boring T-shirt.
No, it was yesterday, which was a landmark day. Vaughn Grissom takes a strike. I don't know.
Lockout ended.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm actually trying to forget about that as much as humanly possible.
You might want to start remembering it again.
That really does. Boy, the rhetoric round, that's really dialed up. 0-1, Grissom checks a swing and did not go in a slider. Count to 1-1 on Vaughn. It does seem that, like, we are bulldozing our way towards a lockout 2026. Sogard leads off first, nobody out, 1-1. Grissom takes a sinker for a strike, 1-2.
You go back to that time, obviously the lockout. You get to when you got to the first week of March, I think they had broken up meetings in Jupiter. Everyone's that's it. You know, it's forget about baseball. It was a nice run, but it sprung right back.
1-2. Hit a fly ball down the right field line. Springer over and he makes the catch just to the right of the foul line, 1 down.
And one of the great things that helped baseball then was really the dynamic of how it put a very real timetable on signings, because there were so many guys who were unsigned. The lockout ends and it became a frenzy, which everyone loved. It was great. It was like NFL free agency, NBA free agency.
Man on 1 down for Nathan Hickey. He takes a curveball low. It's so funny because you talk to players and you say, hey, can we do a period where, you just sign, and maybe it's right. It's just like the NBA where it's free agent signing period and then it ends. And then obviously you can't sign beyond that, unlike what we have now. 1-0 inside, snap throw to first. And Sogard slides back. You talk to guys, and you say that, they're like, oh, great idea. And then you tell them, well, your union would never go for it. They say,
did you listen to the Lucas Giolito podcast? That's exactly what.
And he goes, oh.
Yes. I hate to break that to him, but he didn't really have a rebuttal. Oops. I mean, the union's awesome.
2-0. Hickey cuts and misses.
But the lockout was awful, and it will be awful. But that was the best offseason in terms of transaction because the deadline was great. There was plenty of stories about how that these deals were getting done right up until midnight. James Paxton was one of those.
2-1. Hickey takes down and in, 3-1.
Which, by the way, is a great opportunity to give a shout-out to James Paxton because we're obviously in the Canada part of the world, part of Florida.
Canadian Florida.
One of the great Canadians, James Paxton.
Pitch foul back.
Desperately tried to get him a maple syrup endorsement.
Couldn't do it.
We're still a work in progress. I mean, he's still alive, so he was a great guy. He was a fantastic guy, had a great career. And, when he decided to retire this offseason, it was he just put family first. He probably could have kept pitching.
Manoff, first one out, 3-2 to Nathan Hickey. Outside again, ball 4. Nathan Hickey walks, and the Red Sox put 2 on against Bassett here in the third. Let's take 10 seconds to pause for station ID. The Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
The Eagles play here. Catch BC football, basketball, baseball, and hockey on WEEI AM, Boston, an Odyssey station.
TD Ballpark in Dunedin, Florida. Chris Bassett just walked Nathan Hickey. And that ball that was nowhere near the zone is going to be the last pitch that he throws this afternoon. Bassett exits. Blue Jays pitching change. Tying run coming to the plate for the Red Sox in the third when we come back on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, could be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Town Fair Tire has the area's largest selection of Bridgestone tires. So we buy Bridgestone tires for less and sell them for less. The guaranteed lowest price you'll find anywhere. Plus, we give you more free services for life than any other tire dealer. So when you're looking for Bridgestone tires, there's only one place to go. Town Fair Tire. Because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Kevin Gowdy, no relation to Kurt, on for Toronto in the fourth inning. Red Sox down 4-1. Chris Basson's day is done. Red Sox worked some good plate appearances off of him. Christian Campbell got a single. Sogard walked. Nathan Hickey walked. Carlos Narvaez had an RBI single. Mikey Romero doubled. But 4-1 deficit with Narvaez coming to the plate, representing the tying run with men on first and second and one out the top of the third inning.
Yeah, I think that Mikey Romero probably had the best at bat or the best hit off of Bassett.
First pitch from Gowdy is upstairs to Narvaez. Carlos Narvaez said it, probably the inside track to end up as the backup catcher on opening day of the Red Sox roster. RBI single back in the first inning against Bassett. Now the 1-0, and he checks his swing, and a fastball running in. He went around on the attempt, and count goes to 1-1 on Narvaez.
Well, I will say this, in the never-ending developing relationship with mascots in spring training, I'll say Ace, the Blue Jay over here, economical in his movements.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on, 1 out. Narvaez swings, broken bat, looper, left field, another hit, and it'll be another RBI. Sogard rounds third, he scores. Narvaez is driven in both runs, and the Red Sox trail 4-2 here in the third inning.
You look at those 2 at-bats by Narvaez, and you have the first one where he just goes the other way, plops it into right field, pitch on the outside edge. That one, he has to get his hands in, just gets enough wood on it to loop it over the shortstop's head, but does the exact things that you would want with those respective pitches. Good job by him.
And they're not crazy hard hit, but the Red Sox aren't asking him to do that. 2 on, 1 out. Nate Eaton takes inside. What they're asking him to do is make contact.
Yeah, and Sebi Zavala, I think, is the guy, his main competition. Probably with Sable, maybe, but you know, Zavala has actually been under the weather like a lot of guys in camp.
1-0. Eaton takes inside. 2 balls, no strikes.
We got some updates on that where looks like Marcelo Meyer is going to be the first of that group to come out and potentially play tomorrow. We have not tracked down Tristan Casas.
2 balls and no strikes. 2 on, pitch, swing, ground ball. Off of the pitcher, Gowdy to the shortstop. Bichetti scoops and slings to first to get an out. Might have been a double play ball. Instead, runner safe at second and third, but 2-way on the 6-3 fielder's choice.
Yeah, Alex Cora was saying that Tristan Casas, he thought he was okay.
Yeah, he said he texted Tristan this morning.
Yeah.
Tristan didn't answer?
Yeah, but the thing is that Vaughn Grissom is his roommate or his housemate. And he said that he was very under the weather, so probably understandable. He's just going into a cocoon. That seems like a pretty bad illness, man. Like, the spring training illness is no fun.
It's not been described to me as fun. Men on second and third, 2 outs. Garcia grounds at third base side, fair ball. Backhand stop Clement. Plants throws in time. And the inning's over. Sox get 1 back. It's a Carlos Narvaez day. He's got 2 RBIs and 2 knocks. Down 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the third on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Hey, Lou Maloney here. I'm right in the middle of spring training down here in Fort Myers, and man, I am putting my healed elbow to the test. Thanks to Ortho Laser in New England, I was able to play catch with my kid, fully work out, and even play some golf. And through all that, 0 pain. Before Ortho Laser, lifting a glass of water was a chore. Now I'm playing catch with my kid without a wince. I get it. Most of you don't need to toss BP, but you still walk, carry groceries, get out of bed. When with joint pain, it's always there. It doesn't have to be. Do what I did and choose Ortho Laser New England. Alleviate tendonitis pain, stabilize arthritic joints, all without needles or surgeries. The FDA-approved robotic laser can help your body heal the joint, sprains, strains, and even post-op recovery. If you have joint pain, reserve your free consultation at any of their Massachusetts or New Hampshire location. Visit ortholaserne.com. That's ortholaser with a Z-N-E.com.
Looking for new, highly durable, and low-maintenance windows? Look no further. Come visit CCL Homescape Showroom in Abington to see the Sierra Pacific H3 windows. With the Sierra Pacific H3 windows, you can choose from 50 exterior colors and 8 interior wood species. And each window is protected by low-maintenance, highly durable exterior cladding that will stand up to the harsh New England weather for years to come. CCL and Sierra Pacific Windows. Nobody's ever built a window like this before. Go to cclco.com to learn more. cclco.com.
A must for this week's grocery list. Boneless chicken is on sale at Shaw's and Star Market. Value pack all natural Signature Farms boneless chicken breast and thighs. Just $2.47 a pound when you use a digital coupon. Limit 2. Shaw's and Star Market. Perfecting the art of fresh.
You're listening to Red Sox Spring Training Baseball
on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Right-hander Austin Adams comes out of the Red Sox bullpen for the third inning. He'll face Alejandro Kirk, Ernie Clement, and Davis Schneider for Toronto. Today in Dunedin, alongside Rob Bradford, Cooper Boardman. Red Sox have 2 runs on a couple of RBI singles by Carlos Narvaez, his 3rd and 4th hits of the spring so far. Jays have an RBI double by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. that threatened to put a hole in the wall in right center, then a couple of home runs. Clement, Schneider went back-to-back. And now Adams, the big, tall right-hander, facing the stocky catcher, Alejandro Kirk. And the first pitch is slung in there for a called strike, 87-mile-an-hour cutter for Austin Adams.
Yeah, Austin Adams, in case you haven't seen him pitch, very intense out there, sometimes demonstrative.
0-1, half swung on foul right side of the ground.
Obviously, you may know him from pitching for the A's last year, being DFA'd by the Mets, and then telling the Mets after he pitched for the A's, hey, you blankety blank DFA'd me. Why walking off the mound?
No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, Kirk fouls it back. We asked that about if you know about that. He said sometimes, you kind of black out there. You're so juiced up. I have no idea if Austin Adams knew he was doing it or not. Seems like he might have.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he knew what he was doing. But an interesting guy on this roster.
Time called late. Adams stares in. He's not happy about it. Kirk called that late. Adams puts his arm out like, what?
Yeah, this isn't the guy you want to step out on.
No, yeah.
No, he was sort of staring in on Kirk.
No balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Austin Adams to Alejandro Kirk is fouled back again. Yeah, Austin is the bear, and Kirk just poked him.
It's funny, after every pitch, Adams is sort of giving his self-reflection to the catcher. It's like, where was that? Where was that? What was that?
The 0-2, fired in outside. Count to 1-2. Throwing 92 on that last fastball. He, at his best in the big leagues with the Nationals, averaged 95 on his 4-seamer. That was 4 or 5 years ago. 1 ball and a couple of strikes, and the pitch. And it swung on and missed. Beat him inside at 92. And Adams wins the showdown with Kirk.
I love watching him pitch, man. He's strutting around.
Well, he finishes after he throws the ball like he's just come in and punched you in the face and is waiting for you to respond.
Great description.
First pitch here, and it's a slider on the outside corner for a strike against Ernie Clement.
And even when the music's playing, I've noticed that he's been bobbing and weaving his head.
Faces right-hand hitting Clement, who clocked a 2-run home run off of Criswell an inning ago. 0-1 off the end of the bat, a ground ball up the line. Adams dashes, picks it up, and dropped the ball. He went to tag Ernie Clement. Clement exited the baseline, I thought, took a couple of steps onto the grass as he weaved down the line. Adams dropped the baseball anyway, and Clement's safe. I think if Adams had held onto the ball, they could have made the baseline case, but he didn't have it while he tried to make the tag, and so Clement ends up safe.
That was a bizarre play. He raced over and just instead of just flipping it to first, thought he was going to tag him, and then when he sort of got by him just enough, he went to flip it and just lost the ball.
First pitch is low. Ball 1 to Davis Schneider.
That was really a strange play. But for Adams, you just don't want to throw too many extra pitches. We get to these spots, now you have to hold a guy on.
He's got Bo Bichette looming and 3 batters, too. 1-0. That's down and away. 2-0. You can see the quality of the slider, though. I mean, that just bends and drops away. And even last year when he didn't have his best year of his career, opponents hit .246 with an expected average of 199 against it. Really got hurt with his fastballs, but the slider has always been the calling card. 87-88, hard, tight slider. Pitch inside 3-0. He's very loose in his delivery. It almost looks like he just kind of flicks the ball up there like a bowling ball and just kind of see where it goes. 3-0, and he puts it right down the middle. Slider for a strike, 3-1.
Well, you talk about that slider. That was his bread and butter. That wasn't what he was known for. But unfortunately, it's so demonstrative. It breaks so much. Sometimes he had a hard time controlling it. That was the case in 2021 when he hit 24 batters.
3-1 is upstairs for ball 4. So Davis Schneider walks after the Clement infield single. 2 on quickly against Adams with 1 out in the third.
I mean, he led the majors in hit batsmen that year in just over 54 innings.
24 in 52 and 2/3 innings.
Yeah, but I talked to him about that. I said, "Hey, good for you for pitching inside." He's like, "No, I just couldn't control my slider."
I appreciate the honesty. Faces Jonathan Clase. Takes a fastball low. He's had really good years, 3.94 over 32 innings in 2019 between the Nationals and Seattle that year. 1-0. Fastball outside, no challenge. Narvaez was nodding his head. He liked the execution for Adams, but no decision to challenge. Red Sox have 1 challenge remaining. They're 1 for 2 on the day. Men off first and second, 1 out. Pitch is on the outside corner for a strike with the slider, 2-1.
But we talk about giving up extra outs, whether it's middle infield defense or in this case, just a miscue by the pitcher. But what a difference it makes, right? I mean, he could have had 2 outs, nobody on, and now he's got a couple guys on after going from the stretch.
2-1. And he couldn't get strike 2. Just missed outside, 3-1. 3 times he's looked in, just kind of cocking his head at the home plate umpire, Mark Carlson. 3-1 pitch. Don't want to load the bases for Bichette. Here it comes. And he gets a foul back on a fastball down the middle, 3-2.
I was saying to you, after his first outing, he looked pretty good. I told him that. He's like, "Oh, no, my velocity was down." And he's very realistic about his lot in life, about figuring, hey, every single outing means something because I got to make the team here. I don't have time to ease into things.
3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch from Adams is grounded foul. Good cutter.
And I think there's a few guys in that boat. And Alex Cora mentioned it today. At the end of our session, I asked him, at this point, did you have anticipated being this many tough decisions? They said, yeah, I did, but I can't imagine that he really didn't, especially when it came to the bullpen. The bullpen, I could not tell you who was going to be in the bullpen. I could tell you some of who's going to be in the bullpen.
2 on, 1 out, 3-2 is swung on and missed. Got a chase on a back foot slider. Tied up Class A, 2 down. Adams ripping the K-strut right now.
Well, he's just very, very animated. And we love to see what he's thinking. I don't know if he's frustrated with the umpire. I don't know if he's frustrated with himself. But he just struck a guy out.
Chomping very hard on a piece of double bubble right now. And his first pitch to Bo Bichette is strike one, sinker on the inside corner.
It's kind of fun to watch. Like right there, he points like to where it was in the strike zone.
Nods twice at the sign. Sets, looks at second. And comes home, the 0-1. Swing, line drive, right field. And a base hit for Bichette. Clement around third, and he scores. And it's 5-2 Blue Jays. They've scored in every inning. Third hit for Bo Bichette today.
Well, it looks like he just left a slider out over the plate. It just went the other way, perfectly placed, like good hitter. I would put some stock in Bo Bichette this year.
I could not agree more.
Thanks.
He was so, the OPS last year was 599, but he was just not healthy at all. Man on the quarters, 2 outs. Vladimir Guerrero takes a strike. No, I really do. A theme of the day is, are the Blue Jays good? Are they any good?
Yeah, that's what you told me the theme of the day was.
Let's take it.
I don't know if I approve that theme of the day.
That's fine. I'm going to bulldoze it in there.
Okay.
The 0-1. Swing, ground ball left side. Sogard backs up, gloves, sets, throws to first, and retires Guerrero to end the inning. More themes on the other side. Austin Adams gave Nick Sogard a round of applause as he walked off the mound. Red Sox down 5-2 as we hit the fourth in the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Welcome to the Nissan Now sales event. Are you all right?
I wanted to get here before the best offers were gone.
You're just in time. Let me show you what we've got. There's the all-new Kicks. The sporty Sentra. Or our best-selling Rogue, a Consumer Guide Best Buy 11 years in a row. You must be exhausted.
I think I'm ready for my next adventure.
For the #1 shopping experience among non-luxury car buyers according to J.D. Power, get to Nissan now. Now, get 2.9% APR financing for 60 months on Rogue. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. For well-qualified buyers, 2.9% APR financing for 60 months on new 2025 Rogue and dealer stock. Example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $17.92 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and in-MAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 3/31/25.
Greg Hill here. What's better than 2 for 1? 3 for 1. Right now, Boston Standard is offering a plumbing inspection plus an AC and heating system tune-up for just $219. That's 3 services for the price of 1. Call today and save tomorrow with Boston Standard.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Jones and Keefe.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Red Sox down 5-2. 7 combined runs in the first 3 innings. And the first pitch of the fourth is a fastball upstairs to Mikey Romero, batting from the left against Nick Sandlin.
See? Double flap batting helmet.
Oh, there you go. I think it's got to be a minor leaguer thing as he grounds it foul 1-1 for Mikey Romero.
What? Listen, I think you start in a Grapefruit League game, you get to choose what helmet you're going to wear.
I'm not sure that's true. 1 ball and 1 strike to Romero.
This isn't the media game.
Pitch is low. 2 balls and a strike. How are your hamstrings doing, by the way?
I mean, that's a long answer to that question.
Well, it's just how you would be ready.
Let me tell you, back in 1995.
2-1 swing and a miss, 2-2. Are you going to be ready for the media game?
No. There's a lot. Besides the hamstrings, there's a lot going on. The scooter accident is
not good.
Yeah. Colorado scooter accident.
So we think you're going to be
30 for 30 on my playing career.
Ta-da. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mikey Romero from Sandlin. Side armor for the Blue Jays from the first base side. Deals low, 3-2. Are you going to be like an emeritus role, a manager role, first and third base coach?
No. I'll do something.
Okay.
I'll show up. The great game of baseball. I'll have some sort of presence.
We could just wheel you out. 3-2. Swinging a fly ball off the bat of Romero. Center field deep. Clase back looks up. It's gone.
Man.
Mikey Romero goes yard to one of the deepest parts of the yard. He's doubled. He's homered. And it's 5-3 on Alex Cora's watch and all of ours.
Coop, we were surfaced this question about a week ago. What players were going to distinguish themselves? What player is going to jump out and really impress? Even before Alex Cora said what he said yesterday, even after what Alex Cora said what he said yesterday, it is Mikey Romero, right?
Miguel Blaze, the batter, right-hand hitting center fielder, takes strike one. Yeah, no, he's... and you said it before he even really started playing in these games consistently that he looked bigger and stronger. And by the way, the 0-1 swing and a miss 0-2, that Alex Cora doesn't say what he said if he really didn't truly believe it, because he didn't need to say it. He could have just. He was asked who stood out to you. He had the entire camp to choose.
Other than the top 3, yeah.
0-2 swing and a miss, placed down, 1 away.
And I think the ultimate compliment that Alex Cora gave Mikey Romero was, listen, man, he's just a good player. And when you've heard Alex Cora enough, when he says that carries a lot of weight. That means a lot. He's just a good player. And going back, Mikey Romero, when he was drafted, that's what you hear from the kids and the guys and the other players.
Christian Campbell takes a strike.
Who played with him. And I told the story of Tamar Johnson, the Pirates prospect who played with him and called him Captain America. Because every time those two played for Team USA, Mikey Romero was the one who stood out.
0-1. Campbell takes outside 1-1.
And in case people aren't familiar with Mikey Romero's history, he was the former first-round pick of the Red Sox in 2022, the year after Marcelo Meyer gets picked.
1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
And a lot of people were saying, what are the Red Sox doing? You drafted a high school shortstop in 2021. Now you drafted another one in 2022. And then, you have the next year, I believe, the next year was Kyle Teal. Is that right? Mm-hmm. And, of these guys who were drafted, Mikey Romero was not talked about. Now he's being talked about.
1-2. Campbell swings. Hits it high in the air. Right field and deep. Backing up Springer. Off to his right and makes the catch. Couple steps in front of the wall for the second out. Another good swing by Christian Campbell. And Romero hits that off of Nick Sandlin, who, is one of the better bullpen pieces that Toronto has. Traded from the Guardians, which is like the Harvard of relievers right now, in December. 2 outs, nobody on. Nick Sogard batting from the left side. He swings, lines it down the right field line, bouncing towards the corner. Sogard rounds first as Springer gets there and gets it in. Another hard hit ball for Nick Sogard. He's on with 2 down.
We might be looking at Mikey Romero and being reminded of the Christian Campbell ascension. And that was more dramatic than Mikey Romero would be, because Mikey Romero's already played at Double-A. But still, heading into this camp, nobody was talking about Mikey Romero. Nobody had talked about him for a while. He finished strong last year. But now, maybe by the end of the year, all of a sudden, hey, Mikey Romero's on the doorstep for Major League time.
Vaughn Grissom takes a strike. Yeah. And he's only played in 16 Double-A games. So you figure if he shows up, he's going to start at Double-A this year, you would think. You figure if he shows up at Double-A, they'll move him quickly to Triple-A. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs in the pitch. Grissom taps it, third base side. Fumbled by Sandlin, grabs, throws to first. And gets Grissom by a step to end the inning. Sox get 1 on a solo home run by Mikey Romero off of Sandlin. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, 5-3 Red Sox down on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
For decades, Boston sports fans have celebrated legendary heroes of the game. And for decades, Boston drivers have come to expect nothing less than legendary customer service from Herb Chambers. That's because the Herb Chambers team is dedicated to offering excellence every time we step up to the plate.
March might be a lucky month for you. Try your luck by checking if there's any extra money waiting for you at findmassmoney.gov. Hey everybody, it's Fitzy. Now you could have unclaimed money from a forgotten savings account, uncashed payroll check, or a refund check that never got to you. It's estimated that 1 out of every 10 people have unclaimed property. My name was on the list. Yours could be too. Just go to findmassmoney.gov today. It only takes 30 seconds to search your name. If you file a claim, make sure you fill out the paperwork so you could become reunited with your lost funds.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Up top, Bike Shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messethorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
First pitch from Austin Adams is upstairs to Anthony Santander in the bottom of the 4th inning. Red Sox down 5-3 against the Blue Jays in Dunedin. We haven't played an inning without a run yet. Pitch up and away, and the count 2-0 on Santander.
Which isn't surprising considering the win, but still. You know, some of these balls, though, Coop, really haven't been impacted by the win. That Mikey Romero home run had nothing to do with the win.
Yeah, he went 4-12, 105 off the bat. 2-0 on the outside corner, strike.
I would love to ask him, say, a year ago, could you ever hit 4-12, 105 off the bat? And the answer probably would have been no.
Yeah.
Much like David Hamilton. We saw him tear into one. He said, yeah, I could have done that last year.
2-1 is low, 3-1. Yeah, up 10 pounds. And it's like 10 pounds makes a huge difference for a lot of these guys. Nick Sogard's up 18 pounds. And those are good pounds, to be very clear. 3-1 is inside for ball 4. Anthony Santander walks against Austin Adams.
What's your protocol? What's your regimen? You going to put on like 10 pounds of muscle?
I did have a very long conversation with Nick Sogard and David Hamilton about how to do it.
Okay.
You know, for those who don't know me, I'm not exactly, I'm not the Mikey Romero build.
No, you're wiry. You're a wiry sword.
Wiry. Yeah, it's like a gust of wind outside. You have to be very careful with me. Man on first, and George Springer takes the strike. And David was just saying you have to eat all the time. Like, all day, every day, all you have to do is eat.
Wow, I mean, that was good advice. You have to eat and you gain weight?
I nodded. I said, oh, thank you. Pitch. Springer gets hit. Adams just lost it, and guy who led the majors and hit by pitches a few years ago hits George Springer.
See, this is a Canadian crowd. Yelling.
That wasn't very
nice. But you know, they sent Austin Adams out there for another inning, a little bit of a surprise, and
he's thrown 31 pitches.
Yeah.
He walks Santander, and he hits George Springer, and now he faces Andres Jimenez. Jimenez sits from an open stance on the left side, bouncing the bat up and down. He takes outside for ball 1.
Okay, Austin Adams having a hard time finding the zone this time around.
Santander off second, Springer off first. Now they're really being held on. Romero's playing behind the bag, 1-0. And a strike, slider on the inner half, 1-1 on Jimenez. Challenge by Jimenez. This is a strike Adams needs. Called 1-1, and Jimenez loses the challenge.
Wow. This is incredible to me how close these are.
Yeah, just sliced off the inside corner by a quarter of an inch. So both teams are 1 for 2 on their challenges. Both have 1 remaining. And the count is 1-1 on Jimenez, who takes the third pitch upstairs, 2-1.
When you were going through that in AAA, in the ABS system, how strategic did it get in terms of when you were going to use them? Yeah.
Very. And the difference, so the original version of the challenge system had 3 challenges versus 2. And it might not sound like a big thing. 2-1 here. Jimenez takes outside 3-1. It might not sound like that big of a deal to go from 3 challenges to 2 challenges, but it was. When you had 3, and remember you get to keep it if you get it right, it just felt like teams had an unlimited number. Like you could just kind of empty the clip at will, and chances are you were going to be right enough that you would just have almost unlimited challenges. 3-1, swinging a fly ball off the bat of Jimenez. Left center field deep. Blaze tracking, leaps and makes the play on a dead sprint into the wall. Crashes in and then gets it in. Blaze covered ground to take 2 bases away from Andres Jimenez.
Well, as we said, a lot of buzz about Miguel Blaze the last couple of years, or leading into last year anyway. Then some injuries happened, sort of derailed his prospectum, but there's a reason why he keeps coming up in these games, these Grapefruit League games, because I think it's the time and now where they want to say, all right, you have this potential. Let's start seeing how you handle yourself against the big boys. Right there, handled himself pretty well.
Alejandro Kirk batting, men on the corners. He fouls it back. I mean, that was Rafaela-esque in center.
It really is. I'm trying to give a comp to like his body type, and the best I can do is, he's not nearly as tall as Ellie De La Cruz, but sort of that frame-ish.
Yeah. Same hair. He wears his pants the exact same way. 0-1 foul back, 0-2. The kind of tight elastic that shows off few inches of the red sock, and he looks fast.
Yeah, and when he, a couple of years ago, talking to some of the coaches, they said the ball was coming off his bat. It was just different. But at some point, you have to sort of take that next step. And another thing that was different, that even a couple of years ago, when this kid was in his teens, he started out on a field because he would always show up with yellow guards, yellow batting gloves. He has some flair.
The 0-2 from Adams to Kirk is swung on and powered in the air. Left center field deep, up and off the top half of the wall. Santander home. Springer goes first to third. Alejandro Kirk with a long RBI single. That extends the Blue Jay lead to 6-3. They've scored in every inning.
Yeah, that's going to be it for Adams.
Surprised it even got to 39 pitches at this point. Alex Cora goes to the bullpen. And the Red Sox down by 3 runs. We'll have a new man of the game when we return. 6-3 is the Red Sox deficit in the 4th of the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Baseball is back and the team is stacked. Money was spent, players were added, and from what we can see, everything looks perfect. Aha! But what about what we can't see? It's just like your drains and pipes. The ugly, nasty, sometimes stinky truth is often the one you don't see at first. Drains by James is your expert residential and commercial drain and pipelining service. We'll find it, clean it, and get it back to new. Available 24/7. Drains by James. We give a poop about your pipes.
Come visit CCL Homescape Showroom in Abington this year to experience our state-of-the-art kitchen showroom. At CCL Homescapes, our design team listens, understands your family's needs, and stays on the pulse of trends. We work with you to create a beautiful and efficient space that your family will enjoy for years to come. Our showroom is open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to noon on Saturday. Go to cclco.com to learn more about how we can create the kitchen of your dreams. cclco.com.
Folks, watch MLB.tv and stream 250-plus spring training games and every out-of-market game, live or on demand. Plus, stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Red Sox give up a run. Austin Adams in the bottom of the 4th inning. Men on 1st and 3rd for the Blue Jays. as Alex Cora goes back to the bullpen. And Bradfo, here comes Zach Kelly.
Yeah, Zach Kelly, he's had a pretty good spring so far. Birthday boy just a couple of days ago. Congratulations, Zach Kelly, turning 30 years old. Just a few years younger than me, but also hitting 30 in pretty good form. His stuff has looked like it did at the first half of last year, I think. And yes, there is a battle for some spots in the bullpen, but if he keeps pitching like this, he'll be okay.
Man on the corners, his first pitch is a fastball for strike against Ernie Clement. This is the first time, at least in the last 10 days, that we've seen Alex Cora go to a reliever mid-inning of a guy that would be on the Major League roster. The 0-1, swinging a fly ball high and foul down the right field line from Ernie Clement. And this is the kind of situation that in the regular season, Zach Kelly would find himself in. 1 out, 2 men on, facing 2 big league hitters, Ernie Clement and Davis Schneider.
You got to find that guy who can come into these situations and perform. Bernardino was that way for a long time.
No balls and 2 strikes. Got to put Clement away. The pitch, swinging a pop-up on the infield. Way up there. Sogard at third, under it. Left makes the catch for the second out.
But that is a skill, to find that guy out of the bullpen who say, this is the guy we know when we get some traffic on the bases that he doesn't need a clean inning to come in. And, Zach Kelly has been that guy, but you're absolutely right, Coop. This is a good opportunity towards getting that rhythm.
Men on the corners, now 2 outs for Davis Schneider. Right-hand hitting left fielder has been on twice. He swings and misses on a dirty slider down and away from Zach Kelly. That last fastball, by the way, that he got the pop out on, 95 miles an hour. That's a couple miles an hour above his average from last year on the four-seamer. The 0-1, and he rips one. A fastball in right field, down, and a diving attempt couldn't be reeled in by Garcia. Springer scores from third, an RBI single for Schneider. And it's 7-3, Red Sox down against Toronto.
Well, that was a really good play by Garcia because he had to dive. He sort of caught in between, but he was able to dive and still get the one off. Because if that gets by him, that's 3, maybe 4. But, I think Zach, he reached up to 97 last year. And with that changeup and that curve and that fastball, and now he's working on a 2-seamer for the first time, he has the stuff, man.
2 men on, 2 outs. Jonathan Clase takes outside for ball 1. He does. And for him, it's just been about putting guys away. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch, fastball low, 2-0, particularly to the left-handed hitters. Because the slider's been so really impossible to hit. But can he do enough with the four-seamer and the splitter against left-handers to be consistently effective? Zach Kelly, 2-0. And he puts one on the outside corner for a strike at 89. That was his cutter that he backdoored to go 2-1.
Last year when the Red Sox came out of the All-Star break, and obviously I think they were 9 games over 500 coming out. They go to the Dodgers, but the problem was that they didn't have Slayton, they didn't have Martin. And Zach Kelly at that time...
2-1 swing and a miss. Great split.
Yeah, that was really nice. Zach Kelly at that time really was going to be the guy to get them through those series, not only in L.A., but in Colorado. Colorado didn't have Kenley either. And he just hit a rough patch at a terrible, terrible time.
Kirk on second. Schneider on first. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch from Kelly is inside. 3-2 is 96 on the four-seam fastball.
But they really leaned on him, and rightfully so. He was really, really good that first half. And then I think that, as he hit some struggles, he was really searching it for, not only physically, but I think mentally. It was just a sort of a rut that he got in.
3-2 from Zach Kelly to Jonathan Clase is swung on and missed. Back foot slider. And Zach Kelly comes in, looked really good, strikes out Clase. 2 in the inning for Toronto. We have 10 runs in 4 innings. Red Sox down 7-3 as we go to the 5th in the Shawson Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Winter weather can be frightful, but Shawson Star Market's pickup and delivery, delightful. To help with snow days and driving delays, Shaw's and Star Market offer free curbside pickup or get delivery. That's right, just order ahead and Shaw's and Star Market will have your groceries ready for you curbside, or they can deliver right to your door. These convenient pickup and delivery services are available year-round to help you when you need it most. Download the app now. Shaw's and Star Market can save you time and money.
Hey, it's Greg, and we are thrilled to have wrapped up yet another year of partnership with Chick-fil-A through the Community Heroes program. Over $22,000 was donated to various organizations, and if you'd like to nominate somebody in your community, just go to thegreghillfoundation.org/heroes.
There's a lot to love about. There's a lot to love about you.
Don't miss the Subaru of New England, a lot to love event. Love all the trusted 2025 Subaru Outback has to offer, like symmetrical all-wheel drive. Buy with 1.9% financing for up to 48 months, or lease for just $299 per month. Details at SubaruofNewEngland.com.
Baseball is back and the team is stacked. Money was spent, players were added, and from what we can see, everything looks perfect. Aha! But what about what we can't see? It's just like your drains and pipes. The ugly, nasty, sometimes stinky truth is often the one you don't see at first. Drains by James is your expert residential and commercial drain and pipelining service. We'll find it, clean it, and get it back to new. Available 24/7. Drains by James. We give a poop about your pipes.
Hart, Fitzy, and Johnson.
Weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
So we played 4 innings in Dunedin. We have a combined 10 runs, 14 hits, and 1 error. We have still not played an inning where there have been 2 zeros. And the Red Sox are down 7-3 against the Blue Jays.
I am anxious to talk to the pitchers about if this win does impact their command at all.
Jimmy Garcia is the new Toronto pitcher, big right-hander. Fires at a fastball, firm 96 miles an hour for a strike against left-hand hitting Nathan Hickey. Hickey walked twice against the starter Chris Bassett. The 0-1, swing and a foul tip into the mid. Hickey loses the helmet. I think he's doing that intentionally because it's happened a number of times, just to show off the flow.
Yeah.
He's got big-time hair.
I would too, though, in fairness.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do everything to keep my hat or my helmet on. I glue it to my head.
0-2 upstairs, 1 and 2. I do like the idea that he was talking to the clubhouse guys, and he was like, hey, can we get like a half inch here on my helmet?
Oh, really? Yeah. That's good. He's had a good spring.
Takes low, 2 and 2.
It's funny, you know, we said that he had drawn off of working too much with the catchers, and then I see him with the catchers once again. But I think, wouldn't you say that he's going to see the majority of the time at first base in Worcester?
I think so, at least on paper right now. 2-2. Swing and a miss. He strikes out on a high fastball from Garcia. 1 away. Yeah, he's played a lot, Nathan Hickey. This is his 9th game already of the spring.
Well, one of the byproducts of this sickness, this illness going around, the guys are getting at-bats taken away, and also you come back and you probably lose a lot of the strength that you had already gained, and Tristan Cass is obviously missing time. It's not great.
Carlos Narvaez checks a swing on a slider and did not go around.
And for an update on Wilyer Abreu, he obviously has that intestinal problem, and he is going for some tests today just to get cleared to do live BP.
1-0 is outside in the estimation of the home plate umpire, and Toronto's challenging. Alejandro Kirk thinks it's a strike. This is their last challenge if they lose. Call the ball. It is a strike, and decidedly a strike. Kirk wins, and the count's 1-1. Toronto's now 2 for 3 with 1 remaining. So the count 1-1 on Narvaez. Jimmy Garcia with nobody on, 1 out. The pitch is low. That was very much in the neighborhood of a challenge. Curveball at 90.
The thing that's impressive about the ABS system, not having seen it, and you obviously have, is how quick it is.
2 balls and a strike. The pitch, swing and a chopper, left side. Third baseman backs up on it. Clement Glove slings all the way across the diamond for the second out. Yeah, it is. And I also, one of the cool things you can do is you can watch a game through the ABS system. I watch it call every single pitch. And that's really entertaining because you can see the pitches come in, and then obviously it's either a strike or a ball immediately. But yeah, and it's again, it's the perfect system. Challenge to result, it's what, 10 seconds, 15 seconds?
I mean, not even.
Nate Eaton takes strike one. The only issue ever is user error in putting it up on the scoreboard. Nobody on, 2 outs. Nate Eaton batting. The pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2. Jimmy Garcia looking impressive.
A great crowd today, huh? I mean, this happens because the Red Sox aren't going to come up here again. The Red Sox fans who are in this area.
0-2, swing and a miss.
Man.
Jimmy Garcia, impressive. 1, 2, 3, strikes out 2. The Red Sox go down in order. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Sox down 7-3 on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
A must for this week's grocery list. Boneless chicken is on sale at Shaw's and Star Market. Value pack all natural Signature Farms boneless chicken breast and thighs. Just $2.47 a pound when you use a digital coupon. Limit 2. Shaw's and Star Market. Perfecting the art of fresh.
Boston, right now at Verizon, you can get one line for less than you think. Just $50 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than what you spend on Bella's Dog Walker and Glam Squad every week. Get one line on unlimited welcome for $50 per month with auto pay plus taxes and fees at your local Boston Verizon store today. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
You're listening to live play-by-play action of the Boston Red Sox on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Zach Kelly's first pitch to the bottom of the 5th is grounded up the middle. Vaughn Grissom behind second picks it up and throws to first. And the inning begins with a 4-3 putout. Red Sox down 7-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Man, that might have been the first ever time someone tore a rotator cuff on his glove hand. Zach Kelly whipping his arm around trying to field that ball.
Just spring training. Get out of the way, Zach, please. First pinch hitter of the Toronto day, Riley Terada, in for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And the first pitch to Terada's upstairs for ball 1 from Kelly. Vlad was only here for a short time, but put on a show. 112-mile-an-hour RBI double in the first inning. The 1-0 here, swing and a miss. Good slider.
So let's go back to the Cooper Boardman's theme of the day. Which is, are the Blue Jays for real, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Are they good? Are the Blue Jays good?
I mean, what's good?
I don't know.
Make playoff good?
You tell me.
No, I'm asking you to define it.
Are they going to compete?
Is the sky blue? I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
Who knows? It's all subjective.
It's all. Then that's the theme of the day.
No, it's either are they a playoff team?
Be
more definitive.
Are they within 1-1 down the middle of strike 1 and 2? Are they competitive for a playoff spot in the final 2 weeks of the season?
Okay. You were borderline on being that's a terrible question. You just passed. It's not a terrible question.
1-2. Outside 2. It's doing the limbo there.
It's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. All right. So 2 weeks. So that's playoff caliber team, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, they're over-under for wins.
Here's I get a better way to phrase this.
Sure. 2-2 is on the outside quarter. A strike 3. Zach Kelly put 96 on the outside quarter to strike out Tirana. 2 down.
And I do want to preface this by saying I like you personally. I respect your opinion. I think you're a very talented human being. But how you should have phrased this is, will they be trading Vlad Guerrero at the trade deadline?
Yeah, or should they be trading Vlad Guerrero?
Yeah. Will they be in a position to entertain trading Vlad Guerrero at the trade deadline?
Ali Sanchez is the batter. He takes a strike. This team's over-under, if you want to just go by that, again, for fun purposes, is 76.5. I mean, people think that they're going to win 76 games, swing and a miss, and the count 0-2 on Sanchez. I was looking at it for the record, the year before. Going into the last year, they were expected, projections had them at 88 wins, and they won 76 games.
There was a stretch up until maybe last year where I said every year they were the most talented team in the American League East.
The 0-2 here. Kelly misses low, 1-2. And Arvaez challenges, so if they win the challenge, this is a strikeout for Zach. Red Sox putting their last challenge on the line here. Call the ball. It's a strike and the inning's over.
Come on, Zach. Give the fist pump. Let's
Zach
go.
Kelly.
Don't hide your emotions.
Stoic as he walks off the mound. Strikes out 2 on a 1-2-3. And we have our first scoreless inning. Took until the 5th. We go to the 6th, down 7-3 against Toronto on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
With all the money you can save on gas when you use the Club Citgo Rewards app, you're good to go. But good to go where? Good to go fly first class?
Hot towel.
Cool. Good to go to the opera. Good to sit ringside at a boxing match. Good to go salsa dancing? Tap dancing? Or polka dancing? Download Citgo's money-saving Club Citgo app today. The easiest way to save money on fuel. Now you're good to go.
When we opened Riverwalk Brewing, we turned to the Health Connector for business for employee health insurance. In about half an hour, we found coverage tailored for our needs. Now, I only spend 10 minutes a month managing our plan.
mahealthconnector.org/business.
March could be an even luckier month for you if you find money at findmassmoney.gov. It's Greg Hill, and you could have unclaimed money from a forgotten savings account, uncashed payroll check, or a refund check that never got to you. It is estimated by the state treasurer here in Massachusetts that 1 out of every 10 of us has unclaimed property. My name was on the list, and yours could be too. Just go to findmassmoney.gov today. It'll take 30 seconds to look for your name, and if you file a claim, make sure you fill out the paperwork so you can become reunited with your lost funds.
Town Fair Tire has the area's largest selection of Bridgestone tires. So we buy Bridgestone tires for less and sell them for less. The guaranteed lowest price you'll find anywhere. Plus, we give you more free services for life than any other tire dealer. So when you're looking for Bridgestone tires, there's only one place to go. Town Fair Tire. Because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
The Christian Arcan Show, weekday afternoons starting at 6. Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
First pitch swing by Justin Garcia, grounds it to short. And the brand new shortstop for the Blue Jays throws to first 6-3 to begin the inning. That is an introduction to all of the Blue Jays changes. We'll get you in just a second. Red Sox down 7-3 against Toronto as we play in the top half of the 5th inning in Dunedin. Garcia out 6-3. Now Mikey Romero. This has been the Mikey Romero show today as he faces Chad Green. He takes strike 1. Romero today has a double off of Chris Bassett, and then 2 innings later, a solo home run. Red Sox down by 4. The 0-1 from Green is a fastball in the outside corner for a strike. Red Sox won their challenge to end the inning on a strike ball call that Zach Kelly won is strike 3. So they're 2 for 3 today. Blue Jays on the other side are 2 for 3 with their challenges. No balls, 2 strikes. Chad Green deals. And it swung on a miss for the first time today. Someone tames Mikey Romero. They're 2 down quickly. Folks, here's your chance to make a donation for an exclusive Red Sox Foundation charity bag and a ticket for the game on April 5th. Learn more at redsox.com/charitybags. 2 down, none on. Red Sox down 4. And the first pitch to Miguel Blaze is swung on and missed on a slider from Chad Green, longtime Yankee. Miles Straw takes over in center for Toronto. Alan Roden in left. Pitch outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Elvis Martinez is in for Ernie Clement at third. Tyler Heineman behind the plate at catcher. Woo Sox, Red Sox legend Tyler Heineman. The 1-1 and bounced in.
The magician. The magician. Tyler Heineman, who may be a big part of the Netflix special because of the magic show that he put on for the team.
Wow. I heard that was big time. 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2.
Yeah, it was impressive. By all accounts, it was impressive. I believe that was one of the times Netflix was there. They put a lot of time in spring training, so I would assume so.
2-2, swing and a miss.
Ooh, a lot of swing and
Lays
miss.
down in order, yeah, to end the inning. Our first scoreless full inning. And then 1 more 0 after that. We go to the bottom half of the 6th. Red Sox down 7-3 on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
A must for this week's grocery list. Boneless chicken is on sale at Shaw's and Star Market. Right now, get value pack all natural Signature Farms boneless chicken breast or thighs for just $2.47 a pound when you use a digital coupon. Limit 2. When you shop with the Shaw's app, you get amazing deals and earn points on every purchase. Short on time, order ahead for free curbside pickup or get delivery. Hurry, boneless chicken sale ends today. Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh.
My name is Joanne. I'm 75 years old, and I have lost 35 pounds on Awaken 180 weight loss. I was pre-diabetic. I was ready to go on cholesterol medication. My blood pressure was up even on medication. Now I have no need for cholesterol medication. My blood sugar is fine, and I actually am cutting down on my blood pressure medicine. I have knee replacements and hip replacements, and I had difficulty walking, and now I can walk without any problem. I feel lighter. I feel more energetic. It is a lifestyle that will help you to lose weight without medication.
Thanks, Joanne. Andy Hart here. Stories like Joanne's are the reason I continue to share the Awaken 180 message. The results speak for themselves, and I'm confident you'll have the same success if you let them show you how. Do what Joanne did, what I did, and what over 24,000 others have done, and choose the solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
It's here. The prime rib dinner is back at the Nines. 16 ounces of slow roasted USDA choice prime rib served with your choice of 2 sides. Available every Friday after 4 p.m. and all day Saturday and Sunday. You're going to love the Nines.
You're listening to Red Sox Spring Training Baseball on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Red Sox down 7-3 against the Blue Jays. Isaiah Campbell, the big right-hander, versus George Springer. And a first pitch strike to Springer begins the inning. Along with Rob Bradford, Cooper Boardman. Red Sox have a couple RBI singles by Carlos Narvaez, a home run from Mikey Romero. 0-1 outside, 1 ball and 1 strike for Campbell.
A noticeably lighter Isaiah Campbell.
6'4", 230. When he weighed in at the beginning of camp. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sets and deals. And fires in a fastball at 94 for a strike. 1-2. He's got big time stuff, Isaiah Campbell. Just couldn't quite harness it after starting the year with the Red Sox. Spent the rest of the year in AAA. He was hurt too. The 1-2. Is breaking ball down and away. But I think one of the challenges for this pitching development group is getting the most out of a guy like this, who has everything in the world to be a good reliever at the big league level. Just, needs some help connecting the dots. 2-2 to George Springer, and Campbell gets a chopper right in front of the plate. Campbell off the mound, gloves, throws to first, and gets the out. Handcuff Hickey with the throw, but he makes the catch And there's one away.
I will say this, Coop, is that you look at this year compared to last spring training, the upside of the arms, there's a lot more in that clubhouse, I feel like, because, you had guys like Isaiah Campbell, Cooper Criswell, good for them, they made the team, but now they're battling against these arms who, let's be honest, I mean, there's a lot of impressive guys out there.
One out, nobody on. Strike one to Michael Stefanik.
It is. Figuring out this bullpen is going to be a tall task. And one of the hints that Alex Cora dropped when we were talking to him before the game was
0-1 grounder left side. Sogard charges, gloves, throws off his back foot in time. 2 down.
When I asked him, I said about the tough decisions, and he just, I think in passing, said something along the lines of, roster control, and this is going to be the thing. They can talk about taking the best players to Texas, but it's not necessarily going to be that way. They're going to, if anything's close, they're going to prioritize roster control. In other words, being able to send guys down who they can send down.
2 outs, nobody on. Tyler Heineman takes low. Former Woo Sox teammates, former battery mates, Isaiah Campbell and Tyler Heineman here.
Save your ticket stubs.
Yeah, there's no question. Weissert, Wilson, Bernardino, Winkowski.
They have a lot of guys with options. I mean, that's one of the things they have going for them.
Just a lot of arms in that kind of general category. Strike one.
So if we're going to play this game, okay, you have Hendricks, Chapman, Slayton, Whitlock.
Weissert?
No, let's not go there yet.
Locks, line drive, right field, base hit. Tyler Heineman.
The magic man.
Hendricks, Chapman, Whitlock, Slayton.
Okay, that's 4. Then you're going to have Justin Wilson, major league contract.
Yep.
Lefty. That's 5.
And I think that's where the conversation starts to me.
Yeah, it does start. Yeah, I mean, I think Zach Kelly, his stuff suggests that, he should be there.
2 outs, man on. Pitch is a strike to Aurelvis Martinez, powerful right-hand hitter.
And then you have this cavalcade of non-roster major league veterans.
We haven't said Winkowski yet either.
But he's options, right?
Yep. So you're talking about
Weissert options, Winkowski options.
0-1 low, 1-1.
2 guys who have shown they can be valuable members of the bullpen.
Yeah, Weissert and Winkowski are on their final options.
Zach Kelly options.
Mm-hmm.
3 guys who were big parts of the bullpen last year who all have options.
Bernardino,
another one.
On his final option. Zach Kelly has 2 options left. 1-1, swinging a chopper foul. And then, to your point, Ottavino, Fulmer, Matt Moore, Austin Adams, Sean Newcomb. Isaiah Campbell's a non-roster guy before you get to Jacob Webb and a few of those other guys. But there are a lot of arms in that general vicinity. Completely forgot, by the way, Luis Guerrero, who's going to be on the roster. Hard to forget. 1-2. Swing and a miss. And Isaiah Campbell turns in a very impressive inning. Got a chase on a slider from Martinez for a scoreless frame. Red Sox trailing 7-3 against the Blue Jays as we go to the 7th on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Welcome to the Nissan Now sales event. Are you all right?
I wanted to get here before the best offers were gone.
You're just in time. Let me show you what we've got. There's the all-new Kicks. The sporty Sentra. Or our best-selling Rogue, a Consumer Guide Best Buy 11 years in a row. You must be exhausted.
I think I'm ready for my next adventure.
For the #1 shopping experience among non-luxury car buyers, according to J.D. Power, get to Nissan now. Now, get 2.9% APR financing for 60 months on Rogue. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. For well-qualified buyers, 2.9% APR financing for 60 months on new 2025 Rogue and dealer stock. Example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $17.92 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and in-MAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 3/31/25.
Hey, it's Greg, and we are thrilled to have wrapped up yet another year of partnership with Chick-fil-A through the Community Heroes program. Over $22,000 was donated to various organizations, and if you'd like to nominate somebody in your community, just go to thegreghillfoundation.org/heroes.
Mass General Brigham Health Plan is integrated with one of the nation's leading health systems, offering health insurance with comprehensive benefits and a broad network of doctors and hospitals. With Mass General Brigham Health Plan, you'll find unique options for families, businesses, and retirees. You deserve coverage as advanced as your care. Call your broker or visit massgeneralbrighamhealthplan.org.
Ask your smart speaker to play 93.7 WEEI. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Fans, there's no place like home. Join us for Red Sox opening day at Fenway on Friday, April 4th, as the Red Sox take on the St. Louis Cardinals. Get your tickets today at redsox.com/tickets.
You really sold that.
There's no place like home.
That was almost like you weren't reading off a piece of paper. You're just saying it.
It's true.
It's good. Good job.
It's a big league broadcast here. We're in the 7th inning. Red Sox down 7-3. Christian Campbell flies it to left, right at the left fielder, Alan Roden.
Well, that was the hardest hit ball I think Christian Campbell hit all spring, though.
103 off the bat. He looks, you said it earlier, I'm saying it too, like the last 96 hours, he looks completely different, Christian Campbell. At some point in these next few days, he's going to lock it in. Nick Sogard bats from the left. Zach Pop's the new Toronto reliever, and he deals strike one to Sogi.
Well, I haven't checked, but, we keep hearing about getting at bats. He might, among the league leaders in at bats this spring. Plate appearances.
Pitch to Sogard from the right-hander. Is swung on, flared behind second. Rivera out, shortstop out, and he should have kept going. It falls in front of Miles Straw in center for a single. Not a lot of things that Miles Straw can't get to, but a single for Sogard is on for a third time. Let's stop and pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Shawson Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
We are your home for Boston College football, basketball, baseball, and hockey. WEEI AM, Boston, an Odyssey station.
Dunedin, Florida, TD Ballpark. Red Sox and Blue Jays spring training baseball in the Grapefruit League. Vaughn Grissom's the batter. He takes inside from the righty, Zach Pop. Man on first base, Sox down 7-3. In a game that Cooper Criswell started, he struggled. Mikey Romero has a home run in the ballgame, and Carlos Narvaez is driven in 2. 1-0 to Vaughn doesn't come. Pop steps off and threw it off of the leg of Riley Tirada.
Yeah.
First baseman. He missed it.
You don't see that too often where on a pickoff play, the first baseman catches it with his leg. Spring training for everybody.
By the way, you said a second ago, I think Christian Campbell probably leads the team in plate appearances. What intuition.
My instincts are so keen.
25 plate appearances coming into the day to lead the team.
And it's only built today. He's still in the game.
1-0 to Vaughn, and Grissom fouls it off to the right.
Who's second?
He's tied.
With who?
Nick Sogard.
Oh.
Legend.
And there's still, did either one of them walk today? Oh, no, plate appearances. You're saying plate appearances.
Yeah, plate appearances.
Okay, yeah, so they're still tied.
Man off first, one out. 1-1. That's a slider on the outside corner. Grissom didn't love it. He could have challenged it.
Nah, you shouldn't challenge that one. But I tell you what, Vaughn Grissom's going to get going here. It doesn't have to get going, but it would really make probably Alex Cora feel a lot better about the situation if he did hit some balls hard.
You don't think he has to get going? 1-2. Swing, and he hammers this down the line towards the wall. It bounces down fair and into the corner. Sogard goes to second, gets third. Grissom follows with a double. All right, he's going. Men on second and third with one down.
Nothing like a little sense of urgency. Put a little sense of urgency in the equation, boom, there it goes. But that's exactly what they're looking for. A line drive down the left field line, hitting the ball hard. Speak it into existence, my friend.
I like the idea that Vaughn goes to second. He gives you a curtain call. Thank you, Bradfo.
Yeah.
And he's on. And again, that's Vaughn Grissom at his best. Great bat to ball, got a slider up and just took it down the line.
Joe Braverman just told us that Sogard took the lead in plate appearances.
Men on second and third. One out for Nathan Hickey. He takes inside from Zach Pop.
I love spring training stats. I love spring training leaders.
Let's see.
Ryan Fitzgerald.
I was going to say legend. Spring training leader in hits right now. 1-0 here to Hickey. Is swung on it high in the air towards left field and deep. Chasing Roden back at the track. Reaches up and makes the play. Fell into the wall. Sogard tags from third. He scores. Grissom tags from second and gets to third.
They're going to appeal second here, I bet. They're going to appeal second.
Did Grissom leave way early?
Safe.
No,
Oh,
safe.
wow.
Red Sox get one back, 7-4. Hickey almost put that out of here the other way. Nice play by Roden. There's a cutout in the wall to see into the bullpen, so I would imagine there's a screen that's a little bit set back, so there are a couple of inches to kind of sit on for Roden after he made the catch, and he fell into the screen, sat on the wall, and then threw it in.
You know what's great is that cutout in the wall, the sponsorship on that cutout.
Pitch hits
man.
Mark Colesberry. He didn't move a muscle.
Yeah, he really didn't. I mean, the ball was dented on that pitch. But, so the advertisement on that wall by that cutout where the catch was made is Pizza Nova. So I guarantee you, nobody in Dunedin is going to find a Pizza Nova in Florida. Pizza Nova is in Toronto, and it's obviously it's a Canadian establishment, but it's just odd to me. You have an advertisement for a place that I'm driving around the streets of Dunedin looking for Pizza Nova.
For Pizza Nova. Don't think you're going to see that. The met on the corners 2 outs time called by Nate Eaton. Is it any good? Have you been?
No, but across the street from the Rogers Center is Boston Pizza. That's like the sports bar right across the street from Rogers Center.
Pitch. Eaton takes upstairs. Boston Pizza, which is what?
It's I don't know if you know that usually they have pizza. They have pizza and wings, and I don't know.
This is like a style of pizza?
All I know is that they're open late after the game.
I see. 1-0 low, 2-0.
No, it's not. No, there's no style of pizza. This isn't like it's Boston style pizza. No,
all right.
It's just
because you could easily see how someone could be confused.
I guess. What's Boston style pizza?
That's
anyway?
what I'm asking. 2-0 and a one-hopper up the left side at the shortstop. Rivero gloves throws to first and ends the inning. We'll get our answer when we come back. As we hit the stretch, Red Sox down 7-4 on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
A must for this week's grocery list. Boneless chicken is on sale at Shaws and Star Market. Value pack all natural Signature Farms boneless chicken breast and thighs. Just $2.47 a pound when you use a digital coupon. Limit 2. Shaws and Star Market. Perfecting the art of fresh.
Looking for new, highly durable, and low-maintenance windows? Look no further. Come visit CCL Homescape Showroom in Abington to see the Sierra Pacific H3 windows. With the Sierra Pacific H3 windows, you can choose from 50 exterior colors and 8 interior wood species. And each window is protected by low-maintenance, highly durable exterior cladding that will stand up to the harsh New England weather for years to come. CCL and Sierra Pacific Windows. Nobody's ever built a window like this before. Go to cclco.com to learn more. cclco.com.
Hey guys, it's Greg for East Coast Metal Roofing. If you've been thinking about a new roof, don't wait any longer. Proposed tariffs on aluminum could increase the cost of a new metal roof by up to 25% beginning March 12th. Right now, you can save 10% and get 0% financing during the Spring into Savings event at East Coast Metal Roofing. Just mention my name and WEEI when you visit eastcoastmetalroofing.com, but you ought to do it before March 12th when the tariffs kick in. East Coast Metal Roofing, the official roofing partner of the Boston Celtics.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, could be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Red Sox trail 7-4. Bottom half of the 7th inning in Dunedin. I just got my first rousing rendition of, what's the name of the song? Let's Go Blue Jays?
Yeah, I think it's okay. Blue Jays, let's play ball. You go up to Rogers Center, that'll stick in your head for about a month.
One of the great songs I've ever heard, honestly.
I mean, if we're going to talk about songs, we power rank mascots.
Alan Roden, ground ball to start the inning, bounces it to first, easy pickup, and an easy take to the bag for the first out.
You know, different places have different songs. Blue Jays have Let's Go Blue Jays or whatever. You have the Chicago Go Cubs Go, which if you haven't experienced that, I love it. First of all, it's after wins, right? It's only after wins. And when you get it, you're rewarded with this great song. Everybody's singing in unison.
Brendan Salucci is the left-hander on for the Red Sox. He misses upstairs to Miles Straw. Straw bats from the right side. Bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch from Salucci is slung in at the knees for a strike, 1-1. The Midwest does the songs very well, like Jump Around at the Wisconsin. Have you ever been to University of Wisconsin?
No.
It's funny.
No, I know that. It's not the same. First of all, I'm talking about baseball.
1-1 is a strike, 1-2.
And as long as we're on the topic of mascots,
yeah,
my ongoing feud with mascots. So Ace is the Blue Jay mascot. It's a Blue Jay. He's not there anymore. Right there. He's standing in one spot the entire time.
Pitch, swing, line drive, foul.
Hey, listen, I have to be critical to everybody. I'm holding the mascots to a higher standard this spring training. The parrot in Bradenton was sitting in a seat and not moving for like 3 innings. He may or may not have been asleep. I don't know. Ace, he was awake, but he was standing in the one spot.
1-2 fly ball off the bat of Miles Straw to right field and deep. Earhart back. He runs into the wall. Ball hits the wall, hits him. And Earhart picks it up and gets it in. A double for Miles Straw.
So my point is that, yes, Ace, the Blue Jay, I give him credit for standing up. He's not sitting down. But you got to move a little. Just move a little bit. He gets on the dugout every once in a while.
Well, and if he doesn't move for a long time, you start to be concerned about what's going on in there.
Well, and today isn't even a hot day. Today's a chilly day.
Josh Rivera bats for Toronto. He swings and misses.
So there's no excuse. We're just making mascots better this season.
We're back home tomorrow. We'll get our full look at Wally and Tessie.
Yeah, I've never had a complaint against Wally or Tessie.
The 0-1. Fastball upstairs, 1-1.
Or the Philly Fanatic, or Bluebird Braves. None.
How many teams in baseball don't have a mascot?
0.
1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch is inside 2-1. What's the Dodgers mascot?
Joe Kelly.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Baseball isn't boring. That's actually a good question. I feel like there is one, though.
I like the idea somebody's on their radio, like listening to the radio right now. Like, there is one. 3 major league teams don't have them, the internet tells me. As this pitch is hammered to right on a line, but Earhart's there. He makes the catch and gets it back in.
Are the Dodgers one of them?
The Dodgers are, in fact, one of them.
Yeah, they have there's no mascot for the
Dodgers.
But, when you're that good, you don't need a mascot.
It's fair.
Anyway, Dodgers, what else?
Yankees, 2 buttoned up.
Yeah.
And the Angels, which actually doesn't really line up.
They have the rally monkey. Does that count?
I don't know. Swing and a miss to Riley Terada.
Cubs do have a mascot.
They do. They have that weird bear.
Yeah. Joe Braveman 0 for 1.
Red Sox down 7-4, and the pitch to Riley Terada's outside 1-1.
Of course, our awesome executive producer, who's doing an excellent job this spring, was pitching a perfect game all spring until he just said the Cubs don't have a mascot.
Man off second, 2 outs, 1 ball and 1 strike. Salucci looking for a scoreless inning. He comes home to Terada, who swings, fouls it right back.
Let me just say a happy birthday to our loyal listener, Tony Rossi, who's on X/Twitter.
Very nice.
On another note, spending my birthday on a favorite way, listening to Spring Training Baseball. Just learned from Bradfo that having a high mercury count makes you a good broadcaster. See, we're here to educate.
Happy birthday, Tony. 1-2 down and then 2-2. I wouldn't listen too close to Bradford, Tony.
How do you know? You check your Mercury count?
I have no idea. How do you even check your Mercury count?
It's not that complicated.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch is low and in, 3-2.
I do feel like in spring training, though, medium members' Mercury counts probably are at an all-time high because typically there's a lot of seafood consumed.
Yeah. How much mercury is in crab with a K? I'm just curious.
That's mercury-free.
It's also crab-free. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch to Terada is a check swing.
Yeah,
he went around.
Yep.
Terada rolled the wrist, and the
Nice
inning
job by
is
Salucci.
over. Yeah, you look great. Salucci posts a scoreless inning. We make our way to the 8th. Red Sox down 7-4 on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Hey, Red Sox Nation, as a homeowner, there's plenty of things that'll distract you over 9 innings. Your roof shouldn't be one of them. Imagine replacing it once and never worrying about it again. That's the power of Interlock Metal Roofing, a trusted leader in the metal roof industry for over 25 years. With a lifetime warranty and expert consultants to help you design a beautiful, durable roof, it's a winning call. One roof, one call for life. Visit NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com or call 866-733-5811. NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. Never re-roof again.
When we opened Riverwalk Brewing, we turned to the Health Connector for business for employee health insurance. In about half an hour, we found coverage tailored for our needs. Now, I only spend 10 minutes a month managing our plan.
mahealthconnector.org/business.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity.
So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and 1 unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save over $1,000 in your first year versus other major carriers. Plus, ask how to get iPhone 16e on us. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment tax and fees extra. After promo, regular rate supply. Actual speeds vary. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus 1 unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus 1 unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Actual savings vary.
We're right back to the Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Folks, host your next team building or client event at America's most historic ballpark. Secure exclusive hospitality areas for the biggest games of the year. Visit redsox.com/groups and click Group Hospitality Information to learn more. 8th inning, Red Sox trail 7-4 on the road in Dunedin against the Blue Jays. Zach Earhart batting from the right side. He's in a 1-0 count against a new lefty, Mason Fluharty for Toronto. Fluharty comes from an offset stance and deals a strike. And the count to 1-1 on Earhart. We got a poll update here.
Yeah, earlier in the broadcast, we decided to do a time-honored tradition of putting up a poll. Who do you got, Rafael Devers or Vlad Guerrero Jr.? I've been doing it for years. Every time they play.
1-1 is a strike, 1-2.
So we don't want to break tradition here. So we put up the poll. Right now it has 1,112 votes. And the leader is Rafael Devers, 58 to 42%.
Wow. He took an early lead. He never looked back. 1-2, swinging a foul tip into the mid. Earhart strikes out, and there's one down.
Yeah, usually it's very, very close. Very, very close. First time I did it, like I said, Vlad Guerrero had just called up. And also, I was remiss in not mentioning when I was at Rogers Center for that series when he was just a newbie to MLB. I also went to the gift shop and bought a Vladdy Time t-shirt.
And if he's no longer a Blue Jay, that thing's going to skyrocket in value. Marvin Alcantara takes a strike. That would be a relic of the past.
Yeah. I mean, but think about it. If he ends up with the Red Sox, I mean, not many Red Sox people have Vladdy Time t-shirts.
It's true. 0-1 swinging a hard chop right at the first baseman. Toronto is playing off the line. He steps on the bag after fielding it. There's 2 down.
So you wanted to resurface your theme of the day.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Are the Blue Jays good? It's very simple.
What's their win over under, total win over under this year?
But
No. I'm not asking your opinion. I'm asking
what is the actual
what is
answer?
the actual number? For instance, I think the Red Sox last year were a 78.5.
Yeah, I want to say it's going to be somewhere around there. Pitch down to Phelps Sykes. Blue Jays over under win total.
Yeah.
76.5.
Really?
Boom.
I'll take the over on that one. I think.
I agree.
I think. I mean,
but that tells you what the models say about what people think they're going to do. Pitch is a strike.
I think that there's not a lot of teams in the American League which you feel like they have to get off to a good start. Otherwise, everything starts creeping in. Doubts, conversations, trade conversations.
1-1 swing and a miss, 1-2.
The Orioles could get off to a bad start. The Red Sox get up. Yankees. All these teams. Rays, you just say, oh, I don't know what's going on.
They can do
but
whatever
they're
they
gonna
want.
be in it.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch to Sykes is grounded. Third base side foul.
We forget about the Rays, that insane start they had a couple of years ago.
Best starts in Major League history. And did it kind of with an unassuming roster going into the year, and it was built around pitching. And I would argue they're not that far off from that roster on paper right now. 1-2 swing and a miss, and the inning's over. Sykes down against Fluharty. On our way to the bottom half of the 8th inning, we answer some burning questions on the other side. Red Sox down 7-4 on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Breaking news, in Dorchester, Paul and Judy purchased whole life insurance policies thanks to their Mass Mutual financial professional.
Wow, what a play, Tom. Can't beat those living benefits.
And in Melrose, Kelly applied for disability income insurance.
Now that's planning for the future.
Insurance, planning, investments. We're here for life's major plays, on or off the field. Mass Mutual, official partner of the Red Sox. Learn more at massmutual.com/Red Sox. Securities and advisory services offered through MML Investor Services, LLC. Member SIPC and a Mass Mutual subsidiary.
Oh boy, your front door looks like this, when it could look like this. We're Right Window and Door. A new front door is an amazing thing. The right one improves the entire look of your house. And at Right Window and Door, we make sure you get the right one. We come over with this fancy schmancy software, sit down at your dining room table, and match a ton of door styles to a pic of your house. You swipe right through them. No. Ooh, I like that. That wood is good. Add glass, remove the brass, customize it right on the spot, done. It's like a dating app for doors. Only better than a dating app, because when you finally meet the door, it actually looks like the picture. Right now, save $250 on door installation with free financing for 18 months. So make an appointment with Right Window, because your house will be closer to perfect when you match it with a perfect front door.
Call Right Window right now.
Call 800-649-3600. Quality products professionally installed for the right price. Right Window and Door.
Greg Hill here. What's better than 2 for 1? 3 for 1. Right now, Boston Standard is offering a plumbing inspection plus an AC and heating system tune-up for just $219. That's 3 services for the price of 1. Call today and save tomorrow with Boston Standard.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Brendan Chalucci back out there for the bottom of the 8th inning. Red Sox down 7-4 in Dunedin against Toronto. And the left-hander facing Ali Sanchez, right-hand hitter, who takes down the middle for a called strike. So, I just to finish the conversation about the Blue Jays, I don't know, like you look at their lineup and you go one by one. And you said it like a couple of years ago, you felt like they were one of the most talented teams in the league, swing and a miss and 1 and 2. Bo Bichette, breakout year or not, or back or not?
Yeah, but this is the thing. That's not what I'm worried about.
What are you worried about?
I mean, I'm worried about the starting rotation. I'm worried about the pitching. I think that Hoffman certainly helps their bullpen, but he has to hold up. I don't think there's any question. You match their starting rotation up against the rest of the division. It doesn't match up.
1-2 swing and a miss. Sanchez down swinging.
The Yankees, the Rays, the Red Sox.
So, all right, Gosman as your one. He really struggled last year. They think he's healthy. I agree. I that doesn't necessarily move the needle.
So far, you're off to a good start.
No, I'm talking it through.
Yeah, no, I mean, my point is that I think their offense will be able to score some.
Pitch to Burrow is the strike.
I think that, when you talk about the names you're going to mention, Gosman and Scherzer and Bassett, and these guys, Berrios, they're okay. They're okay.
The 0-1 is low, 1-1. I love Bowden Francis.
That's true. Yeah. No, that's a good one. He's that's an underrated one. That's might be a huge swing one way or the other for the Blue Jays.
But even that, even if he had the best year imaginable, it doesn't, probably doesn't make up for it. 1-1 swing and a miss, 1-2. Also, they don't have any depth beyond those 5. Yariel Rodriguez would be their 6 probably. I agree. And I do think, the bullpen's a lot better than it was. Hoffman, Chad Green, Jimmy Garcia, Eric Swanson, and Nick Sandlin are all nice arms, but it doesn't match up.
I mean, certainly with the Yankees.
No. It doesn't match up with the Yankees. Pitch is swung on, blooped behind second, and that'll fall for a hit for Stuart Baroa. It doesn't match up with the Yankees. It doesn't match up with the Orioles because they don't have the Bautista-Cano connection on this roster. I don't think it matches up with the Rays, who had a top 10 bullpen in baseball last year and got better. And I don't think it matches up with the Red Sox right now. I think the Red Sox have more good arms, but, I do think that probably on paper the Red Sox and the Blue Jays are chasing the rest of the division in terms of the bullpen.
Well, you said the Blue Jays over-under 76.5?
Yeah, pitch outside to Michael.
What are the Red Sox?
Red Sox over-under.
Win totals, that is. By the way, I saw Bowden Francis in the clubhouse today, and I was like, I desperately want to go up to him and say...
Pitch is swung on, popped up left side behind third. Liendo makes the catch.
You're looking for reasons to talk to these guys or questions to ask, and I just say, hey, you were named after Bobby Bowden. How's that going for you? There's really not much more you can say, right? Yeah, it was great. Super. Which he was, by the way.
And that's all he said?
No, I didn't ask him.
Oh, you didn't say?
No.
I didn't know that.
I want to give this. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. Don't want those heavy questions that early.
Tyler Heineman batting.
Oh, man. Nice move. Nice pickoff. Man, that was a beautiful pickoff.
Lefty Salucci stepped off, threw over, and gets him to end the inning. We go to the 9th. 7-4, Red Sox down on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
When it's time to sell your home, you hope your agent knows the market. Timing, pricing, interest rates, neighborhoods, staging, open houses, understanding contracts, completing paperwork, and can actually help guide you on your big move. Don't hope. No. When you hire a Weichert agent, you can be sure you've got a partner who will guide you every step of the way, from listing to closing, and everything in between. Weichert. Dream. Move. Home. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
A must for this week's grocery list. Boneless chicken is on sale at Shaws and Star Market. Value pack all natural Signature Farms boneless chicken breast and thighs. Just $2.47 a pound when you use a digital coupon. Limit 2. Shaws and Star Market. Perfecting the art of fresh.
There's a lot to love about. There's a lot to love about you.
Don't miss the Subaru of New England, a lot to love event. Love all the trusted 2025 Subaru Outback has to offer, like symmetrical all-wheel drive, Buy with 1.9% financing for up to 48 months or lease for just $299 per month for 36 months. The 2025 Outback is built for your next adventure with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and reliable engineering that provides adventurous capability and state-of-the-art safety. Buy the 2025 Outback with 1.9% financing for up to 48 months or lease for just $299 per month with $30.49 due at signing. With so much to love, you don't want to miss the Subaru of New England A Lot to Love event. Details at SubaruofNewEngland.com.
There's a lot to love about you.
You're listening to live play-by-play action of the Boston Red Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Blaze Jordan leads off in the 9th inning against Andrew Bash. First pitch, chop foul, third base side. Red Sox trailing 7-4. They'll need 3 runs to extend this game as we play in the top of the 9th inning.
I think you're right about the helmet, the 2-flap helmet of the minor leaguers. You knew you were right?
I did know I was right. I just,
I don't know. Mikey Romero starts. He should get a choice of helmets, not have to wear a 2-flap helmet.
0-1 ground ball foul.
Blaze Jordan was wearing one. All the minor leaguers were wearing one. Like, if you're like a major leaguer, you're left-handed hitting major leaguer, here, let me lend my helmet to you. If you're like a major leaguer, you're starting in the game.
No balls and 2 strikes, nobody out. And the pitch, swinging a ground ball up the middle, over second, hits the bag and pops into center field. Blaze Jordan throwing a dart out there and ends up with a single. He would have been out.
Well, there you go. Jed Lowry was a 2-flap guy. No matter what. He hit for both sides, but he still, no matter what. Because sometimes you see switch hitters, they still have, they have one helmet for one side, one helmet for the other. Oh, speaking of switch hitters, I was talking to somebody the other day about, we talked about two-way players finally deciding I'm going to either pitch or hit.
Justin
Maybe
Reaver
it was
takes
with you.
outside.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Was it with you? I don't remember. But it was, we were talking about switch hitters. Switch hitters, when you went up to a guy and said, hey, are you ever thinking about this hitting from one side? That is like the worst thing you can say. They get so offended by that. But you're hitting 100 from this side and 900 from this side. It doesn't make a difference.
1-0 on the corner, strike 1-1. Yeah, and it's like, it really doesn't make a difference. It's also, I'm always interested that guys like hit from power from one side and don't from the other. Like, I guess generally hit for power from your natural side. Strike to Reamer, 1-2.
I remember going back, this is way back, Bobby Kilty. Remember him? You are young. Bobby Kilty, he only was a hero in the 2007 World Series with the Red Sox, but switch hitter, but clearly better from the right side. Not even close.
1-2, swing and a miss. Reamer down. There's one away.
And we would always say that. You say, hey, have you ever thought from just because he was so good from the right side? And same thing with Victorino. Victorino was one of those guys, also a 2-flap helmet guy.
He was. Well, he ran so fast he had to have 2 flaps to keep that thing on his head.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
Man on, man down. In the 9th, Red Sox down to their final 2 outs. Abram Liendo is the hitter. And he checks his swing on a breaking ball away. Count 1-0.
What do you think about Max Scherzer on the Blue Jays?
The reality is at no point in my life have I thought that Max Scherzer wasn't good, right? Like, at all points, he is one of the 3 greatest pitchers I've ever watched play the game. 1-0 is a strike, 1-1. So I don't think I can properly, dismiss him. But the idea that he's going to go out there and be healthy for 162 and make 31 starts or 32 starts feels hard for me. They're a lot better with him in the rotation. 1-1 chopper, third base side, foul.
Can I ask you your first? This is may I ask you?
You may.
Your pick, the non-Red Sox pitcher, who you are going to pick for the American League Cy Young this year.
The non-Red Sox pitcher.
I know you would have picked Crochet.
Hard not to go with Skubal. but that's a boring answer. I have two.
All right.
Logan Gilbert.
Okay.
And Cole Reagans.
Okay. Can I give you one that's none of those names you mentioned?
Please.
Jacob deGrom.
Yeah. And if he went out there and won the Cy Young this year, 1-2, is swung on again, chop foul. Not 1 inch of me would be surprised. Not even. I wouldn't be remotely stunned. You know, we talk about the best pitchers in baseball. That's the best pitcher in
one
baseball.
Of the things that people should understand with him, when he came back last year, like they were saying, if they were in it, he would have been like a 2-inning dominant pitcher for them.
He would have been 1-2 outside 2-2.
He was throwing these bullpen sessions, and everyone was coming away like, this is incredible.
And he was, and in the time that he pitched in the big leagues, he was incredible. 2 balls and 2 strikes, man on, man down. I mean, that year, 21 or 22, pitch down the middle of strike, and Leendo down looking. That year, when he put up the 1-something ERA, it was like a 1.9. He struck out like 16 per 9 with the greatest slider on earth. And that guy's going to be healthy this year in that rotation. He had an entirely healthy offseason. If you won the Cy Young, you've just talked me into it. I mean, I was already talked into it. I'm in.
I'm here to educate.
Man on first, 2 outs. Max Ferguson from the left side.
High Mercury count and American League Cy Young winners.
Strike 1. You're 2 for 2. No, absolutely. And by the way, I would just like as a fan of the game, do I hope that he wins them the World Series? No. But I as a fan, I do hope that we get to see him pitch for a full season at least one more time. Pitch inside, gets away. Runner's going to go down to second, please, Jordan. Because that is when he is at his best. We've been asking the question all week long to everybody. You asked Alex Cora this week. Who do you want to stop and watch?
Yeah.
Right? Paul Skeens, you want to stop and watch. Jacob deGrom was that when he was healthy.
You know, and when we asked that, and Cora said Kevin Brown, I mean, the obvious answer, I don't know why I just immediately think Pedro Martinez was that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he was an event. Pitch, low, 2 balls and a strike. It was Pedro Day.
Well, and you know, it's sort of like you're far too young for this, but anytime you mention who's the best basketball player, why was Larry Bird so good, and you just say, look at YouTube. Look at YouTube.
Yeah.
Pedro was a YouTube guy. Like, Pedro was that guy. Go back and look at YouTube. You want to see how good this guy?
2 on foul back, 2-2. Right. Watch people watch him. I mean,
it was, and when we talk also about it being an event, like Skeens will be an event when he pitches. Crochet will be more of an event than the Red Sox have had in a long time. There was nothing like the Pedro event because, I mean, the Boston Globe had 2 different stories for Pedro's gamers, one in Spanish, one in English.
Red Sox down to their last strike, 2-2, and Ferguson takes outside. Red Sox are 1 ball away from putting the tying run in the batter's box in form of the powerful Mark Colesvary.
You know, I'm not comparing Garrett Crochet to Pedro by any stretch of the imagination. He has a ways to go, and he has some stuff to prove, but still, the kind of stuff that you see from Garrett Crochet like yesterday, that's different from everybody else.
Man on second, 2 outs in the 9th. A 3-2 from Bash is inside ball 4. The Red Sox are going to put the tying run at the plate in the 9th inning. No, absolutely. And the mentality of, hey, I'm better than you. Here is the fastball. Good luck.
Well, you know, and listen, it's not that long ago that they also had another one of those guys, and that was Chris Sale. Chris Sale, at his peak, was that guy who was just...
He was a joy to watch.
He was a joy. He was dominant. He was fiery.
Mark Colesvary swings and grounds it foul. He took the game-tying swing. Red Sox are down 7-4. We're in the top of the 9th inning. They're down to their last out. But they're 2 men on, and Mark Colesvary is in the box trying to tie this game. Red Sox do have 1 tie on the spring a few days ago in Sarasota. And they haven't lost since.
There you go. Coincidence? I don't think so.
No balls and 1 strike. Andrew Bash sets and deals. And Colesvary half swings and pops it foul out of play off to the right. Yeah, the Red Sox are down to their last strike again.
Wind still blowing out. The American flag, the Canadian flag blowing in unison.
Goldsberry in an 0-2 count. Right-hander Andrew Bash. Men on first and second still. The 0-2 pitch to Goldsberry. He swings, lines it foul down the left field line. Boy, he got the hanging breaking ball there.
I tell you what, this crowd, they stuck around today too, which isn't great for our exit strategies, but it's great for the great game of baseball.
Some of them are standing. Many of them are clapping along with this 0-2 pitch to Goldsberry. The pitch is swung on, popped up behind the plate, and again foul. Mark Goldsberry will not die.
I tell you, one person who did leave was the guy in front of us wearing the Darnell McDonald shirt.
Which it has to be among the Jersey leaders we've seen so far.
We should have documented. We should have.
Next year. Another 2-strike pitch. Here it comes. Goldsberry swings and misses, and the game is over. Oh, it's dropped. It was dropped.
Wow, they live to see another day.
Wow, Tyler Heineman dropped it. It's not over. Heineman kind of fumbled with it, and it was on his leg, and then just fell. Imagine if you went yard here. 2 on, 2 down. Tying run in the box in the 9th. Final strike for the Red Sox. The 0-2. Goldsberry swings and misses. Heineman holds on. And the game is actually over. Red Sox lose 7-4 against Toronto on the road. We'll step aside and get you set up for Bueller tomorrow on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Baseball is back and the team is stacked. Money was spent, players were at it, and from what we can see, everything looks perfect. Aha! But what about what we can't see? It's just like your drains and pipes. The ugly, nasty, sometimes stinky truth is often the one you don't see at first. Drains by James is your expert residential and commercial drain and pipelining service. We'll find it, clean it, and get it back to new. Available 24/7. Drains by James. We give a poop about your pipes.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's here. The prime rib dinner is back at the Nines. 16 ounces of slow roasted USDA choice prime rib served